Live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Green Bay Packers mandatory minicamp practices wrapped up yesterday in Titletown. Plenty of takeaways from ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky over at ESPN.com, including asking the question if there are legitimate concerns about Packers rookie kicker Trey Smack, who struggled a little bit this week. We'll talk plenty about that, including a special appearance from Packers Hall of Fame kicker Ryan Longwell, scheduled to appear coming up at 9:30 this morning on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Baseball, Miz on the mound tonight as the Milwaukee Brewers return home to American Family Field. First of a three-game weekend set with the Philadelphia Phillies potential postseason preview. First pitch tonight, you won't want to miss it, 6:40. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. And for all you soccer enthusiasts, Team USA in action tonight, 8 o'clock in the FIFA World Cup.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do here?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Friday edition. Are we going to overreact to Trey Smack? This is the kind of scrutiny he's going to face. There was some again yesterday. We'll talk about it. Edition. It's great to be back in the basement where I belong. After a few days at the venerable stadium in town for the Packers minicamp. Packers will not practice together as a full team again until July 29th, which Matt LaFleur tells us will be the first practice of training camp edition. And what'd you learn from the offseason program, Jason? Nothing. I stand by that position, but there are things to talk about edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing, stupendous, fantastic ESPN Wisconsin app, which can be found both in the Apple and Android app stores, which can be customized, so you can put the little Wilde and Tausch brand new 10th anniversary logoed choice in the one spot. And of course, it's all free as well. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Broke down a little film of the show from yesterday. Not just the part where Tausch was being a jerk, but also I need to stand up.
You were pouting or not? The pouting part?
I was making my position
No,
clear.
you're pouting. That's all right, though. I like a little pouting.
A little pouty yesterday.
Not a little bit.
A little pouty.
Super
Jesse,
pouty.
why are you so scared of Tausch, Jesse? Why do you have to agree with him on everything? Why? What are you afraid of?
I'm an umpire, Jason. I call it as I see it.
Isn't
You're a little pouty
it
yesterday.
super weird, though, that here and again, man, I'm a bigger guy.
Can I
The fact
introduce
that
you?
Jesse is more scared of you is concerning to me. But yeah, go ahead.
Jesse Nelson's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studio. So is Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, who's
I'm not even that excited about being in here today either. I'm frustrated, actually.
Whose classmate in Hall of Fame class of 20. Was that 2018? You guys went in. I
don't know, man. Don't live in the past. Live in the future.
Well, I am speaking about the future because in 27 minutes, your classmate,
hopefully,
which I was trying to get the information accurately portrayed, he went into the hall with you. Ryan Longwell will join us to discuss Trey Smack, Lucas Havrisik, Brett Conway, all the ins and outs of succeeding as a rookie kicker or taking advantage of your opportunity if the draft pick falters. So stay tuned for that.
So I'm assuming because Trey Smack missed the 35-yard field goal yesterday, there's a lot of folks that are going to overreact. Is that
there are? Yeah. I'm not. That is not. I had actually asked Ryan to come on before that because I had spent some time with Lucas Havrisik earlier in the week, and of course I want to write about him today. Yeah. So a little double dip, and so I wanted to kind of get his insight into how do you handle yourself if you're the other guy, right? Brett Conway was a 3rd-round pick. Trey Smack is a 6th-round pick. Doesn't really matter because if you use a draft pick on a specialist, you intend for him to be that guy. And obviously the 97 Packers intended Brett Conway to be that guy, and the Packers of 2026 intend for Trey Smack to be that guy. But Lucas Havrisik kicking inside the Hudson Center, which is different than outside at Ray Nitschke Field, was 8 for 8 on Wednesday. Trey Smack was 7 for 8 on Tuesday, but then he missed a 35-yarder at the end of a 2-minute drill yesterday, and there was definitely some oohs and ahs and uh-oh, cheerio reactions from some on the sideline. So Ryan will join us coming up. Yeah, I broke down a little bit of film. Somebody posted, Jesse, I don't know if it was you. I don't know if that's in your purview anymore.
No, he utilizes Cheesehead TV for all posting.
Let him finish. I did something yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
The clip that I saw was, I think it was on Facebook, of me saying that Tucker Kraft is going to want to be the highest paid tight end, which is not a hot, that's not a hot take at all.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That was a good take by you yesterday.
Which I stand by, and I don't have any doubt about. What I would say, though, is that my delivery, like, I could see why people listen to our show at 1.5 speed, because I am a little bit deliberate. And so I still think sitting down in my office brings down my energy level. I feel much more comfortable standing up in my little, what used to be a closet in our basement. And
just for the record, I
feel like I bring it more.
Yeah, and there's no doubt, and I think I can't remember the guy's name we had on early in the show. I went to broadcast boot camp, and he said, standing, you have a wireless, wired up mic. You could easily stand. It's not like you have a little microphone in your office.
I don't have the office set up to the way that I would like. Like, obviously,
but it's on your phone and a wireless, right?
Yeah, but like, okay, but like here, I have.
I understand that when you're at
baby
home,
phone.
Totally get it.
Set up for a good camera angle. In there, I've got this old iPad right now on like a kitchen. Like you would put in your cupboards to like allow you to put like peanut butter on one level and then jelly on the next level, and so I'm out of
Jelly
sorts.
Nelson.
And I am appreciative that the Packers give us workspace. I am not complaining about it. I'm just struggling to adjust.
Do they charge you rent?
20 plus years. No, they provided, as they said in the press release, in which they told us what we can and can't do, and it was basically just directed at me. They provide it as a courtesy. And I appreciate that courtesy because I'm the only one who has to do a full-fledged radio show when I'm over there.
Stud.
And
what a baller.
No, that's not what I mean.
But it is. It's a humble brag, which is cool. You're 10 years on the air, baby. 3-time Sports Writer of the Year, baby. Let's let the peacock shine a little bit, old boy. Jesse, you got anything to add? I think it's great. Let Jason shine a little bit, huh?
Nothing to add.
All right, fair enough. Continue, Jason.
Other people like Domofsky or Schneidman or Bill Huber, they certainly do occasional radio appearances. Schneidman's got a podcast. I get all that. But, like, when we're there and then we go to practice, I'm really the only one doing that kind of stuff. I could do the rest of my job out in a common area. This is huge for me to be able to do the show with the door closed. So I am very appreciative of it. The issue is simply that I need to get a better setup so I feel more comfortable. That's all. Tausch, Jesse wanted me to start with my top 3 takeaways of the mandatory minicamp.
Start, though. Yeah, I'm going to start the fact.
I was about to say, if you would have let me say, I was going to say, but I have to think you have something else you'd like to start with.
But you said you wanted to speed things up, so that's kind of...
No, my
as
pace,
much,
not yours.
I'm not going to put this all on me. I interrupt you a lot. We all know that it's been 10 years of it. It is what it is. I totally own it. I do. But I didn't even realize till you just said this. You talk so slow that I think you kind of force me sometimes to interrupt. Is that a fair assessment?
I think I'm ready to go quite that.
You just said that you talk slow and deliberate, and you understand why people listen 1.5 time on the Potter.
I don't think I force you to jump in. I think you are hardwired.
Anyways,
as an interrupter.
You might be right. There's some sense of that, but I also now think I could put a little bit of that, to go back to a Scalzo and Brust deal, a little pie chart of blame. I think I'm going to put a little sliver on there for you.
Sure. I'd be happy to take it. I'm Brush.
Are we not at all concerned that we are at the behest of wireless internet for everything in life?
Yeah, I hate it.
Because, full disclosure, I've been on the road a bunch. Been last couple of weeks, and I'm not looking for any heroes welcome here. I've been on the road a lot doing stuff.
Of course,
it's going to be nice to just do my show from an undisclosed location this morning. I wake up, I'm going to, tune into unsportsmanlike, no cable. All right, no big deal. Cable goes out all the time. Look on my phone, can't pull up anything. I'm trying to see what the SpaceX IPO is coming in at. Then I was going to, try to look at Twitter a little bit, find some stuff for some nugs for today. Nothing.
Some nugs.
Then you look at, I want to pull up my Skylight little calendar deal because I want to see, I know we got some stuff going on today. I got to make sure I got everything figured out so that that ain't working. All right. So then I'm looking like, all right, I just tried to go on the internet. That ain't working. You're screwed. So I have a hit that I do on WTMJ. I like to be at my undisclosed location so I can be on video and I can do it. That don't work. If I had to, if you want to go into a bank and deposits, UW Credit Union, all that. We are so beholden to all this, and I don't even know what. Jesse, his wireless is fine. Everybody else is wireless, but there's an area of town that's not, and it just made me think, could I do it? Could I go back and go old school again? Because I don't want to be beholden to all of this. Can I do it? And are we not a little concerned that we're so every last thing is at the whim of somebody wants to hack, if there's a big storm, if there's stuff, we are screwed. And nobody talks about it because it's scary, because it would be catastrophic, would it not? How long can you go without it? They're talking 2 days. We're going to be out without it. What? How long can we go as a society without it? Are we prepared for it? I got a lot of questions that I never thought about until this morning.
Yeah, that's why hackers attack that kind of infrastructure too, because it does cause major issues with all kinds of, like.
It's not really an issue until it's an issue for you, though. That's what I've just found.
No doubt. You're right, and it is definitely an issue for you today.
So I'm not sure. Where am I supposed to be at? I can't even pull up my calendar on my workout deal.
We when we went on our cruise last year, we did not get the internet package, and so we went.
And you loved it.
I remember that.
Yeah,
is it the happiest you've ever been?
It was the first day or so. It was pretty stressful. Our dog actually had a surgery while we were gone, so that was kind of nerve-wracking to not be connected during that. But
you left your dog with another family to have surgery?
It was an interesting.
No, he'd had surgery before you left.
No.
So your dog had a major surgery while you were gone?
Yeah.
Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston wouldn't have done that.
I'm sure they wouldn't have.
I did not have a Marley and Me reference planned for today's show. Well played.
Point being, by the time we got to day 4 or 5, it was fantastic to not be connected and to be like totally removed. But
then
for the first day or two,
what was
it was
on
tough.
day 8 when you got back to it, though?
Like 750
but
emails.
Was
and
that fantastic?
A couple hundred texts. It was stressful, catching up on everything.
I feel like you have to just make it the new lifestyle. And I don't know if you can. I honestly don't know if we can function in today's society. I don't think you can. So just so we're all on the same page, I want to make sure I'm being eloquent about this. We are at the behest of wireless providers for our life. Is that fair?
Yeah, there's no
It is
going
the
back.
lifeblood.
And you can't go
It
back.
is as much as power and gas.
Oh, no.
And
Power is
water.
more important than having wireless.
It's in the same.
You ain't eating a steak on wireless. You ain't eating a steak if you're gone for 3 days and your power's out. It's dead. It's gone. It's over.
Yes, but
You can
just
eat
can't-
without wireless. We can agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying power is more important.
Cuts.
Well, right. I didn't say they
I
were.
don't think you can
equal,
have
but
wireless
they're in
without
the
power,
same.
can you? No, I'm curious. I want to be educated.
I mean, if we really want to get into it, there's like the 5G component, and like technically, if you could go charge
All right,
your
but
phone
can we
somewhere
agree
else,
that
you
if we're
could,
power
but-
ranking things that we have to rely upon, power would be ahead of wireless? Is
Yes,
that fair?
power would be on top of
Okay.
the power rankings. Yes, Tausch. But the fact that you are in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios and are struggling to function because your cable and internet are out tells me that it is in the same class along with your hot water heater so you can shower.
Oh, that's way down. You can get by with cold water. That part I would
Do
disagree.
you want me to contribute to this
I do.
conversation, or would you like
Can
to
I
just
not
tell us what
chime
the
in?
power rankings are?
I'm chiming in my thoughts. You obviously think hot water's at the top 3. I don't. Are you new here?
Air conditioning and heat
Oh.
obviously
Central
are
air
in
is
the
big,
equation.
Yeah, that's much more important than hot water. I'll agree. You can boil water. I can go get a log.
Of
and
course, if
start
you
that
don't
up.
have central air, you can always you can buy a unit for like the window unit.
Yeah, you don't
and
have
then
Not
power.
if the power's out, you
Power's
can't.
top.
Then you can build a fire in the fireplace,
All right,
and you don't need
power's
power
top-
for that.
Power's the top of the list. Boom. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. All right, continue, Jason.
Apparently, Facebook is also down today.
No, that luckily I don't know and care about.
Tausch coming in here disrupted my ability to get us on Facebook.
Yeah, I
this
don't
morning,
think it.
so
I don't
not a
think it was
problem.
Tausch's unexpected
Let me tell you something.
Oh
appearance.
no, for me it was. It definitely was.
Facebook would be real low on my power list.
Yes, I would agree. I just was mentioning that as something
You
that's
put
also
Twitter ahead of
happening
it, though.
today.
No, that's another conversation.
How about the refrigerator?
That's power.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but refrigerators can't break.
Yeah.
You can still have your power, but your fridge is
Freezer's
out.
more
that
important
steak
than a
of
fridge.
yours is cooked.
Freezer's
Figuratively
more
speaking.
important than a fridge.
no.
Yeah.
How?
What
Why?
do you mean how? You have more stuff in a freezer than you do in your fridge.
Just don't freeze stuff and just go get it from the store,
Okay.
bring it home, and make it right away. You could
Okay,
do
Opie.
that. You could live
all right,
that
Opie.
way.
Sure.
You can't
Fair
have.
enough.
You're not going to go buy a
What,
thing
you
of
Sam
milk
the
every day.
butcher?
if you
You're
don't
going
have
down to the butcher shop every day and having Flo cut
I'm
up steaks down on the deal? Like that's-
Whoa.
What was the gal's name? The maid in that show.
Alice.
Alice. What are you gonna have Alice cutting up steaks for you?
I'm starting to think you're not actually interested in hearing anyone else's
No,
opinions
I am.
on these
Gee,
matters.
gee, what gave you that
All right,
impression,
I will.
Jesse?
I'm just trying to chime in. Continue, Jason.
No, I'm not going to continue. I want to get to Ryan Longwell on time.
You're such a baby.
You know what? You know what's really important? Windows. That's
All
at
right.
the top of
Yeah.
our power rankings because they're Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin.
I didn't even bring my binder in. I'm so rattled. So I'm going all over. And
you're going rogue.
I'm going rogue, but not when it comes to windows and doors, and that, of course, is Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Shopping for new windows and doors should never include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. They never use high-pressure sales tactics when you buy direct. Through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors also sell them, install them, and will service them. Real pricing, premium quality without the game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
I will indeed get to the things that I did learn-ish from mandatory minicamp, and then we will talk to Ryan Longwell about the kicking conundrum. That's all still ahead. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Well, it's summertime, and for many of us, that means more activities, more vacations, more time with our kids, and more money being spent on all of those things. So I know, like me, you're looking to save a few bucks. Why not save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar? Our family made the switch to solar, and we love it. But at first, we weren't even sure where to start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Running a business doesn't leave time to wait. You need answers and a banker who responds. At Starian Bank, you work directly with local decision makers who understand your business and act quickly. No runaround, no delays, just solutions. The right banking relationship makes a difference, especially when things get complicated. Starian Bank, built for the long game. Visit starianbank.com to get started today.
Mark Tauscher here for Buck and Honey's. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buck and Honey's has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buck and Honey's. We'll see you there.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Looking for a fun new way to golf on Monday nights? The Bridges Golf Course in Madison is teeing up a brand new 2-person scramble league. Grab a friend and compete head-to-head in a relaxed format, men's, women's, or co-ed. Great for beginners and experienced players alike. Monday nights at the Bridges Golf Course in Madison.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Say don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something, so you don't leave you lonely.
scheduled to appear on the Yingling guest hotline coming up shortly. Before that, I think I talked about most of these things throughout the week as we went through 3 days of mandatory minicamp practices. But first, biggest thing that jumped out at me, and Matt LaFleur, more importantly, his answer to it when we were asking him about it, was Jagger Burton working with the ones. We talked all offseason about depth on this offensive line. There's a lot longer to go before you can say that Jagger Burton is ready to play in an NFL regular season game that counts in the standings. But the fact that Matt LaFleur, when he had a chance to give a very milquetoast, we like what we're seeing from him. We got some guys that are sidelined, and instead saying that he's going to be in the mix for playing time, that was significant.
Jason, how much of that is excited about Jagger Burton, or how much of it is about the guys that they got back?
Yeah, it's a great question because, I don't know offensive line play like you and Blue do, so I can't tell you. Oh, well, Anthony Belton didn't have a good camp. I'm not going to pretend that I know well enough to be able to speak to that, but they have a depth issue, and whether it's Travis Glover coming off a shoulder injury, or it's Darian Kennard, who has never played left tackle, who theoretically would be their swing tackle. Zach Tom not practicing, coming back from the torn patellar tendon. The 3 days of this minicamp, Aaron Banks wasn't practicing, although he says he's fully healthy. So I think it's probably a combination of both. But again, this is the challenge when, and they've done this at other positions, but Tausch, how many times have we talked about the idea of these old offensive linemen, not like old, but guys that have been there, done that you just have as kind of the, in case of emergency, break glass guy, that if you need him to start 2 games at right guard, they've played the league for 8-9 years, and you know that you can count on them to play at a reasonable level.
So is Zach Tom cleared? Have we gotten all of the reports?
I talked to him. You can read about it at channel3000.com.
Well, can you give me a short clip so I don't have to double dip?
So I don't look. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the radio, but I was surprised he had a partial tear of his patellar tendon. As he explained the surgery to me, they cleared out the damaged part, and then it heals on its own.
Okay, so it's a
so
regenerative
they didn't reconnect the torn part. So his goal is to be ready for the start of camp. I don't know if that's realistic. He said the most important thing to him is that he wants to take part in the joint practices, which again, I don't know if they're going to have more than one. Like, is Mike LaFleur and the Cardinals, are they going to come out and do 2 of them? Because a lot of times that second day devolves into fighting.
Scrappy.
Right. So, and we've already been told by Matt LaFleur he's not planning on doing one in Pittsburgh or in Denver because they're night games, and it means you're there a long time.
Wouldn't it be fun if Aaron Rodgers, who hated joint practices, who was the old broker of peace back in the 70s everybody always turns to?
Henry Kissinger?
What if he is the Henry Kissinger of the Pittsburgh Accord? And they find a way. Aaron Rodgers says, you know what, man, I was wrong. Calls Matt LaFleur and says, come on out. Where none of us are going to play on Thursday night. Let's do a Wednesday night tussle with the ones and the guys that are going to play, and let's go get to work. Don't think it's going to matter, but wouldn't that be something? Rodgers has always kind of viewed himself as a statesman, and if he could be the Henry Kissinger of the Pittsburgh Accords and find a way, he should try to. I mean, if I was Kissinger there, you try to get this thing back to Lambeau, just because of the,
sure,
just the moment and everything else. But we'll go out to Steel City, and let's Kissinger this bad boy up and get a little something going.
Yeah,
it's obvious that they want to do joint practices. They're
the last bastion of real preseason football, or as close as we get to it.
Surprised they haven't sold like a package that only Netflix or somebody can just cover the joint practices. Like, it would actually make a ton of sense. And then they force teams to say, okay, you're going to do your joint practice, but you're going 10 to 12. All right, well, then the Cowboys, you're going 12-2. And then, like, why would they not do that?
You're an idea man. You're always ahead of the curve. I will give a few more of my observations, but to put a bow on the Zach Tom part, as I discussed with him, I said, you're a lot like Bulaga and Tausch were. Like, you feel like you need to practice. You're not a guy that wants to have the week off and then try to play on Sundays. He's like, absolutely. And I said, so a joint practice would be enough? And he said, and he kind of started to chuckle, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. He said he'd even play in a preseason game, which players of his caliber don't play in preseason games. And I don't think they will let him.
He ain't playing in a preseason game.
But that's how much he views needing the work. So, again, we'll see how soon he's ready. We've talked about Tucker Kraft throughout the week.
But he didn't have – that's an interesting nugget.
The surgery.
He did not have a full-on surgery. He didn't have a 6 to 8 month recovery. He just had – again, it's always easier when you're talking about other people's surgeries. A little cleanup, a little regen is what it sounds like.
Yeah. So, again, he did not do anything during the week that obviously has allowed this question of depth on the offensive line to at least have guys get work that they wouldn't normally get. Darian Kennard, obviously, and Jagger Burton as well. We'll get into more of my observations from camp. But I want to get to Ryan Longwell, both in terms of the Trey Smack inconsistency and what a guy like Lucas Havrisik, who I think people forgot was even among the players on the roster, because we sure talked a lot about the release of Brandon McManus. All I know is when it comes to kickers, it's just like insuring your home and your family and your automobile. You need to be like AmFam and insure carefully when you dream fearlessly.
Indeed you do, and we just had a great week. Last week we were out at the AmFam Championship, and again, all the great things that American Family does in the community, but they also are looking out for you, making sure your home and auto are protected from all of these storms that keep coming. It's great to have American Family Insurance on our team. It's great to have them as an agent. Go to amfam.com to find yours. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Ryan Longwell scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is our crew.
Adding a guy like Scuba would certainly make you a better team. I do think that would make them a World Series contender, because I think they are right now.
You're listening to Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Steady. I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Miz is on the mound.
0-2, swing and a miss. That one only 100. Jacob Mizorowski, each time out, he keeps topping himself.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
There is no one more qualified to give us insight into the Packers' current kicking conundrum than this guy. He also happened to enter the Packers Hall of Fame with Tausch and is one of my favorite guys I've ever covered, which I know Tausch loves it when I mention that. Through 30 years, that's a lot of guys. Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline, which really in this case should be the Legends hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, now in Wisconsin. 197 years they've been around, and now they're in Wisconsin. D.G. Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. They don't get any better than this guy, the former leading scorer in Packers history. It's Ryan Longwell on Wilde and Tausch. Ryan, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Excellent. How are you guys?
Outstanding.
You golfing today?
I am.
Where you at?
I try.
Sounds great.
We're here in Orlando.
Okay.
I'll golf at the club. Whether it's
Phil Mickelson with you, or is he not there?
He's preoccupied, as it were.
So you're out. You're getting 18. You got to get 18'd. You're going with Reese. What do we got going today?
So Reese is up in Atlanta. We're in Orlando. The family is growing, expanding, all that stuff. So Shay, our daughter, got married in January. Reese is engaged to get married next year. Shay and her husband are in Orlando also, in the tennis industry, which she did in college. And then Reese and his fiance are up in Atlanta. And then we're in Orlando. I try to golf 3 or 4 mornings a week. I usually tee off at 8 a.m. I usually am back at the house by 9:30 or 9:40, and that's how we do it.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Before we get into kicking and everything else, how tough was the transition when your kids left the house?
I say it was very, very odd because we obviously we dropped Reese off at Georgia Tech, and this was pre-COVID. And then, we had kind of like come to grips with it. And then next thing you know, COVID hits, Georgia Tech shuts down, and he's back home. So we kind of had to go through it twice with him, because just when we got like okay with him being gone across the country kind of thing, when we were living out west, like then he comes back. And so I think it was more of a reality when Shea went to LSU that, it's Sarah and I. And, part of it was like you're kind of, you kind of rediscover each other really, because you've been go for so many years. And then, part of it was like, all right, well, let's have some fun. And so we've been able to travel a little more. We've been able to, I got into renovating homes and doing all that. So we've done that for 5 or 6 properties, which has been a blast. And then we finally kind of ended up back where it all kind of started for us in Orlando. And it's been fun to be back.
Is it all bathrooms? How are you making your money flipping? Like, what's the key thing?
Well, the key is the entry price. Obviously, you got to get a deal.
Okay.
And then, I literally do everything. I do everything except plumbing and electrical because that has to be like legit certified. But no, I do flooring, I do cabinets, I do ceilings, I do trim, I do doors, I've done bathroom, showers, waterproofing, like everything.
Jeez.
And
you always that handy, or is this new?
Well, I'll tell you what. So back to kind of the origin story. See, we're going full circle here, fellas. We during COVID, so we had Reese was gone, and so we had moved into a place in San Diego where Shea was training with a tennis coach, and it was only a 2-bedroom place. So when Tech shut down and Reese came back home, we had a house in Oregon that we had bought that was kind of a fixer-upper, and we didn't have room for Reese in our like small condo. And so Reese and I spent COVID up in Oregon, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to watch YouTube and figure out how to do this. And so it literally started with tiling a laundry room floor, and then I'm like, well, let me try a bathroom. And so I did that, and then I learned how to waterproof showers and do all that, and then it turned into, well, I'm going to do the kitchen. And I ended up renovating the entire house, and you don't know how you're going to do, but then it ended up, we got a significant number out of it after what we bought it for, and I'm like, well, this is a blast. Like, let's do this, And so Sarah's knack is like finding the properties and the design. So she'll pick out the colors, the tile, the trim, the doors, and everything, and then I'm just the hack that throws it all together. And so we've done a few homes, full homes. We did a home in Atlanta. We just did a condo down in Sarasota on the beach, and just kind of been doing that. And then, once you start down that road and you start getting the tools, then it's like you got them, so you might as well use them, right?
Dang.
So should we be preparing ourselves? Because, by the way, I was just going to say, you're 51 years old, and you're not that far away from being a grandma and grandpa. But instead, totally. I guess I would say, should we be watching HGTV?
Bob Vita over there.
For
Bob Vita.
Vila.
No, that's a Frankie Winters joke. That
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Bob Vita.
Bobby Vita.
Yeah.
Are you going to...
I'm not vanilla. I'm not Vanilla Ice yet. He's Mr. Renovation nowadays. But we're trending that direction. But yeah, so between that and then I've actually for the last like 7 or 8 years I've been consulting colleges on kicking game stuff and special teams and all that. So I've kind of been dabbling in staying in the kicking thing, staying in the golf thing, but also doing the home renovation thing. And meanwhile, we're probably a couple years away, from being a grandpa and grandma. So it's kind of been exciting and kind of watching the world go by, All
right. Well, before you have your own show on HGTV, which I presume will be presented by Applebee's, I need we need to talk about we need to have a conversation about the Packers kicking situation. Let's start here, because one of my favorite headlines I've ever written when we weren't covering the blessed event of Tausch going into the Packers Hall of Fame was when I wrote about your entry into the Packers Hall of Fame. And I talked to Ron Wolf, and I think I called it the best $100 the Packers ever spent, because that was the cost of a waiver claim to bring in their future all-time leading scorer after drafting a kicker in the third round. So let's start with your origin story. As much as I enjoyed the YouTube lessons that you learned during COVID renovating your Oregon house, for those people that aren't as old as Tausch and me, what is the Ryan Longwell origin story with the Packers so we can get into where they're at today?
Yeah, so the Packers, I sat through the draft. I didn't get drafted. The Packers were the only team that had drafted a kicker, and it was in the third round. So, we talk about Trey Smack getting drafted in the sixth round. Well, Brett Conway was drafted in the third round. So that's like almost a guarantee that's your guy. So, they picked me up. The Niners had cut me. 24 hours later, the Packers had picked me up, and it was a $100 waiver claim. And I remember two things. Like, I got to Green Bay, and I had known Brett at the NFL Combine. We'd gotten to know each other. And when I got to Green Bay, he had described his 3 different, kicking trajectories for different lengths. And I'm like, that's not going to work. I know that's not going to work. And I thought I had a chance when I heard that. And then I watched him kick, and I just thought, I have a chance because, I don't know mentally if he's the strong enough thing, out there. But I think physically and ironically, as I've learned over the years, you just cannot hit a high ball in Lambeau Field, period. You just can't do it. And so, I was coming from California, and I learned early on the windy practice fields, I have control over this ball up until its apex. But on the way down, it's up to the gods. And so the idea is, I want the apex to be lower. I don't want to hit this high ball. And so I kind of taught myself pretty quick, coming from the warm weather of California, how to drive the ball, hit a lower cut. And, lo and behold, I won the job. And so Brett struggled. I got a chance. I made all my kicks in preseason, and the rest is kind of history. But it was really that transition from kind of what we call home run derby, swinging as hard as I can, the ball climbing super high, the ball hooking, and wow, I didn't make it, but did you see how far it went? That was kind of the mentality of most of, and it still is, by the way, of these kicking camps is, wow, did you see how far it went? And, well, the idea is get it between those yellow sticks at the end of the field.
So what was your mentality coming in? Because I spent some time with Lucas Havrisik earlier this week, and I just thought it kind of reminded me of your approach, like this, I'm going to focus on me, but I think there's a chance here, because that the Packers want Trey Smack to be their kicker. And I'm not in any way saying that he won't be, and we'll get into kind of his struggles during the practices we've seen so far. But, to be the other guy seriously, that's who you are. You're the other guy. It's Trey Smack and whoever the other guy is. It's Brett Conway, the guy they drafted in the third round to replace Chris Jackie, and the other guy. Until the other guy turned out to be the guy. So what's the mentality got to be if Lucas Havrisik wants to give himself a chance to have a chance?
Well, you just got to be so ready when your opportunity comes. And, that can be in a practice. I didn't even kick the first 3 practices. Nolan Cromwell was a special teams coach back then. He's like, we got to get Brett ready to go, basically. And that was Conway, not Favre, but Conway. And so I didn't even kick a ball in the first 3 practices. And so when I got my chance, I had to be ready. And then obviously, he had struggled the first 2 preseason games. So we went out to Oakland, and, he'd kicked 1,000 balls that week. And then he pulls something, tweaks something in pregame, and Holmgren says, it's your game. And so that was my opportunity. If I go out and go 0 for 3, then, we're not talking right now. And we're probably not renovating homes. But we made them, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I got back to Green Bay, and there's a kicking controversy, and so it's just being ready for your opportunity. But I think the thing that's lost on a lot of these guys is you don't need to hit the home run. You need to hit 100 singles, and that's what gets you the job in the NFL. And I always tell kids when I'm working with them, we're building a skill set. The goal is not to make it in the NFL. The goal is to last when you get there. And to last when you get there, it's 1,000 singles. It's not 5 home runs and 20 strikeouts. That gets you out of a job. Whereas the 1,000 singles, man, you just bore people to death that, he's going to make it, he's going to make it, he's going to make it. And before long, you look up and, you're 15, 16 years into the league.
So, Ryan, when that was going on and you had the big preseason game and you came back, what How do you handle that in the room with someone that obviously is a third-round pick that is more than likely thinking he's going to be the guy, and all of a sudden now there's doubt? You want that job. How do you handle that from your end, and how did Brett handle it from his end?
Yeah, it was, I mean, you guys know me, so, like, I've always been a pretty, like, easygoing, nice guy, and
on the
so,
surface,
like,
on the surface.
On the surface, yeah.
You a cold-blooded killer behind this, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, totally. But like I was saying, like, Brett and I were okay, but then like he would say, "Hey, do you want to go to lunch?" And I've told this story before, but you want to go to lunch? And I get into his car, and his $290,000 signing bonus check was taped to the dash. So I'm like, I got $3,000 to sign, right, for San Francisco. And so when I'm seeing a check for $290,000 by the guy that, like he was picked, but I think like I'm better than, like I have a chance to beat this guy out. Like it certainly motivates you to not just beat this guy, but to kind of put him away, And so that was kind of my mentality is now I got a foot in the door. Like, let's not open it back up, And so, we went to Madison and played the Giants, and then I ended up having 3 more field goals, and 2 of them were long ones, and I'd gone 6 for 6 in the preseason, and I kind of gave myself a chance to have a chance. And that's the whole thing is, you kind of make the routine kicks routinely. And that's what I had done, whereas he hadn't. And so once you get the opportunity, you got to shut the door. And, thankfully, I had done that, and I had built up enough goodwill that once I did miss in Philly, like I had made 12 in a row before that. So it was kind of a track record, like, well, we think that's more of a rookie thing than a pattern, so we can stick with him a little bit. So yeah, I kind of had built in enough grace at that point to be able to withstand some of the challenges too.
Why did he have the check taped to his? Did he cash it?
Yeah, great question.
What was he trying to intimidate you? Like, what do you think his mindset was? I don't understand it. You want that money earning interest so you can buy tile and
put it in the bank,
floors, and all the other stuff.
Exactly. I have no idea. It was one of the oddest things, but for me, it was just like, all right, like his mind is not in the right spot. He's about the fluff and being a draft pick. I'm about getting in this job and keeping it, And so I thought it was just more indication that I did have a legit chance at this gig.
So, Ryan, all people are different people, and I don't know Trey Smack well enough to make any sort of comp to Brett Conway, and I don't know what he did with his signing bonus check, but he has been inconsistent. All right, so now we have seen him kick 3 times since the offseason program began. We saw him in an OTA practice. He went 5 for 9. We saw him in a practice earlier this week. He went 7 for 8. And then we saw him yesterday miss a 35-yard field goal at the end of a 2-minute drill. We've only seen Lucas Havrisik kick once. It was inside the Hudson Center on Wednesday. He was 8 for 8. But I don't want to say this is apples to apples because Lucas Havrisik was the guy who was here filling in for an injured Brandon McManus last year, broke the franchise record for the longest field goal with a 61-yarder in Arizona. So if they called you, if Matt LaFleur says, you know who we need? We need that fixer-upper guy that I saw on HGTV to come in and fixer up our kicker. What would you tell Trey Smack? Because I will say one thing he said when they drafted him was that he said he got nervous before every kick. And he thinks that that's healthy. And I was like, I immediately thought of some of the things you had said about Brett Conway's mentality. And I was like, I don't know if I love hearing him say that if I'm the Packers. What would be your advice, and what has been kind of your observation from afar?
Well, yeah, I think you got to kind of go globally on this answer. And the reason I say that is you have to look historically, which I've done. I've taken a deep dive. I do know Trey. I did talk to him, at length last weekend about the situation. You need to look at Chris Jackie, myself, and Mason Crosby. And what do we do, or did we do, versus Dave Rayner, Anders Carlson, and guys that have not made it in this place, including like Daniel Carlson when the Vikings drafted him and he missed those 3 kicks in Lambeau and ended up getting cut going to the Raiders. Now he's been great. Like, what's the difference? And the difference really is Jackie and myself and Mason all hit what you would call a lower cut, meaning the ball was not going left. The ball was going straight or it would fall right. It would never, ever turn left. And so that was Chris Jackie. That's how way I kicked, and that's the way Mason kicked. When you look at Dave Rayner, which forced them to draft Mason, when you look at Anders, and when you look at Trey's college film, they all hit a very high hook, like a high ball. And so what that does in Lambeau Field is you look at, back to even Daniel Carlson, but you look at Anders, and what did he do? He hits the high ball, and it stays wide right because it doesn't, at one end of the field, it hangs right on the high hook, and the other end of the field, it blows across the whole upright and goes left. And so the high hook in Lambeau has always been kryptonite. So what is that? I kind of hit a high hook in college, and so you have to be able to adjust and hit a lower cut to kick in that place, which ironically Brandon McManus did. Like, he was a lower cut. The ball would travel dead straight and what we would consider low, but obviously they're still not getting blocked. And so what I have told Trey and what needs to happen, and like I've worked with this with college kickers forever, and the few NFL guys I've helped, including like Mason early on, the ball needs to be leaned more forward and away. You need to like cover the ball more. It's like a golf shot. You need to cover it to get it so it doesn't move left. And you absolutely need to lower the trajectory. And one of my biggest pet peeves of like the training of college kickers now and these high school kickers is the worst thing that ever happened is TrackMan, which they use in golf, is now in kicking. And so they talk about line of scrimmage height. Well, it's the biggest misnomer, because what a normal coach that doesn't know kicking is going to go look at is, oh, this guy's got great lift and he's kicking it so high. Well, remember what I said when we first started this conversation, like, we have control over the ball up into the apex. The gods and the winds have control over it on the way down. So if the apex is higher, does that hurt you in the Hudson Center? No. Does it hurt you in Tampa? Not usually. Does it hurt you in Lambeau and Soldier Field? Heck yeah. So we want that ball lower and not moving right to left. And so that is like the TrackMan lies to these kids, where if you watch Trey's college film, and especially in Gainesville, like a lot of his longer makes are starting out way high right and hooking back into the goalpost. Now, is he physically gifted? Yes. Is his head position great? Are his basics great? Yes. He needs to transition into being like an NFL kicker, which is, I always use the example of like Gary Anderson. Like, there was nothing impressive about Gary Anderson except the ball went dead straight and through the yellow sticks. Like, that's being an NFL kicker. And so that's where I go back to, we need to hit singles. We don't need to hit the home run. And the home run mentality is the high hook. And so if Matt LaFleur was calling, or if the Packers were calling and Vanilla Ice wasn't available to help them, and it was me, the renovator, helping them, then I would say, we need to work on the hold, and we need to work on him covering the ball. Is Trey capable of doing that? Absolutely. Absolutely he is. But this home run derby mentality and the TrackMan mentality and hitting the 60-yarder mentality, like, you've got to get away from that mindset where we're swinging at 85% and we control the ball up into the apex. Like, that's what we want.
So, Ryan, how many college kickers do that? Because you mentioned Lambeau, you have to kick a certain way. Wouldn't you, as evaluating kickers, wouldn't you want guys that have kicked it that way?
Well, this is nothing against any of the NFL squads, but you got to know what to look for. Mm-hmm. Most GMs, kicking coaches, special teams coaches, like scouts don't. Like, once again, like if I'm going to a driving range and I see a guy hitting wedges inside, 3 feet to a pin, or I see a guy hitting a driver, 400 yards, who am I going to gravitate to? I'm going to gravitate towards the driver. It's just more impressive. And so if you don't know what you're looking for, the dude that's hitting wedges inside 3 feet is going to beat the long driver every single time, 100 times out of 100. And so that's why I say, like, you have to know what you're looking for. You have to know what works in your place, or you have to be able to teach it and, like, transition from that mentality to the correct mentality to your place. Now, Is that out there? Honestly, no, not in most NFL teams. I mean, like Randy Brown in Baltimore, like he's very, very knowledgeable. But, most people don't know what to look for. I think in my opinion, there's one guy in college right now that is legit tailor-made for the NFL going into his senior year. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put pressure on him, but he hits a dead straight ball. It's on balance. It's like effortless power versus powerless effort. So I don't think there's a lot of them, but I think we get so enamored with the home run that we forget that we've got to make every single 33-yard PAT, and we've got to make that 35-yarder. And the practice fields in Green Bay are howling wind. How do we control the ball in that howling wind? So, you have to know what to look for, or you have to know how to teach it.
So how, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but so Trey Smack needs to change his approach both mentally and physically to be successful at Lambeau. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
I don't think he needs to change his approach. I think he needs to tweak some controllables. His rhythm doesn't need to change. His process doesn't need to change. His head position is ideal. I do think Trey was the best guy coming out of college this year. There's no question about it. So he's got a skill set. He was taught by Matt Stover, who kicked in the league forever. He's got the basics down. What he needs to do is transition from driving range into, I got to get this around to these 18 holes. And so that is a different kind of approach. And that's where, it's not hard to switch how the ball is leaned with the hold. You just got to get used to it. And it's not hard to cover the ball and with a slightly deeper plant. You just got to get used to it. And so, there are ways to do it. I would challenge him, if I was there, let's work on, middle to right half of the goalpost. We don't want anything going through the left half of the goalpost. Let's really work on that ball, not going left, not turning left, not hooking. But we want to do that with it rotating 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, because any wobble on the ball, any slant on the ball just magnifies the wind and the temperature. Whereas if we're rotating it properly, it cuts through the wind easier. So it requires less effort to get it going straighter. And so there's a couple of things that he does naturally that just need to be tweaked a little bit. And, on top of being a draft pick where there's a spotlight on you and the nerves and everything, this is not, as we know, you guys are up there, this Green Bay and Lambeau Field is not Gainesville, Florida. It's just not. And so the college season ends where we have 6 to 8 weeks more of playing, and you have to be as good in those 6 to 8 weeks, those last 2 months of the season, as you are in August. And so that's where, we're back to the goal is not to make it, the goal is to last. And to last is a different skill set than just showing off from 56 yards like we all did in college.
Talking with Ryan Longwell. Ryan, I know we need to let you go because you got to go pick up some spackle at the local home improvement store. But how did this conversation?
You'd be shocked at how many different spackles there are.
Some caulk. How did this conversation come about? Did you reach out, or did the Packers? Where did this come from?
Talking about with Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Ironically, like I said, I've been consulting colleges, and there's a couple of colleges that will remain unnamed that kind of before you could do it, brought me in to try out kickers and who's the guy to go with. And so I actually worked out Trey back in the day when he was coming out of high school amongst other guys, and so I kind of got a feel for him back then. I followed his career because I thought he had a really good skill set, and then after he was drafted, by the Pack, obviously, there's a common bond. So I texted him again and kind of reached out, reconnected, and then we were at a charity event this weekend, and I said, let's chat. And he was, to his credit, he was an open book. He's like, I'm going to need you. I'm going to want your help. And I said, I started off by saying, listen, this is your gig. I don't want to be any part of this. I don't want to be anybody that's overbearing, but I'm willing to help in each and every way I possibly can if you want it. But I'm not going to, like I said, burden you with what has been. But I will tell you that there's some common denominators on the guys that have been successful, not just in this league, but in this place. And, it's kind of what I described earlier to you guys. And so he asked about it, he understood about it, but you kind of need eyes on you all the time while you're transitioning in this. And so that's the tough thing. I do know Cam, the new special teams coach. I have talked to him on the phone, right after the draft. So not since we've done the OTAs, but kind of gave him, some indications of what each end of Lambeau Field are like, kicking like, with winds and patterns and stuff. But he just needs, there's this catch-22 in the NFL of, he's a pro, he can figure it out. But you would never do that to a quarterback. You would never do that to a receiver. Like, you want them to develop a specific skill set to be able, when they run the dig, like, they know exactly what the timing is. And so, there's this island that the kickers are on that, we kind of need a guy like Trey who's going into, quite frankly, one of the tougher places to kick. Like, let's help him avoid the potholes that like I just discovered, that Conway went through, that Anders went through, that Daniel Carlson went through, that Dave Rayner went through. Like, these guys that come out, and there's, like I said, you can watch film of those guys versus, myself and Mason and Jackie. There's a distinct difference in ball flight. And to me, that's the golden ticket, but you have to be able to train it and teach it and have eyes on it to be like, nope, that's not the way. Let's do this, and that's the tough part.
Well, and Cam Achord did name check you and Mason, talking about, because the focus was, this guy kicked in Gainesville. How's he going to kick in the cold? And so I'm so glad we caught up with you, because it's more about the wind than about the cold. Cold is a factor. Yeah. I get it. But, he pointed out, here's a guy who grew up in Oregon, kicked at Cal, had success in Green Bay. Here's a guy who grew up in Texas, kicked at Colorado, had success in Green Bay. So it was interesting that he was well-versed in your career. All right, last thing so we can let you go. The one thing I don't want to be doing here is creating this panic, right? I understand that gets clicks and gets sound clipped on social media, but I'm not sitting here going, it's Brett Conway 2.0. Here we go. Lucas Haversick time. He's the new Ryan Longwell. So put in perspective, now that you've talked to Trey, now that you've seen firsthand what can happen if you're taping your bonus check to your dashboard, to help us through, like, what should our concern level be if you're a Packers fan, and what do you expect this to be in terms of how it plays out starting in training camp in July?
Well, so when you're evaluating kickers, when I'm evaluating kickers, like, I look at 3 reps, and that's all it takes. And the guys that have a chance to have a chance are the ones that are the smoothest, that hit it the furthest. The guys that are full max Q effort that hit it far, they're kind of capped out. Like, there's not a lot of like room to grow. The reason that you want the smoothest hitting the furthest is under pressure, that tends to be a little more bulletproof than the guys that are max Q. And so that's number one. And the second thing is head position. To kind of make it really sound simple, if your chin goes to the chest, that is really a red flag under pressure. If your chin goes to your right shoulder when you're kicking the ball, that tends to be a lot more bulletproof under pressure. And so the reason I say both of those is, like, he has both of them. So he has the rhythm and he has the head position. So Trey has, like, the bones of a great kicking style. And so what we need to do is just tweak that to be more accommodating for Lambeau, which is going to actually be more accommodating for a really long career. So we're not reinventing the wheel, because he's got really good skill set that he's just naturally gifted with. And so this is not like a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. This is a guy that's very, very gifted and has 2 of the most important things to be successful in that league. And so I think it's getting used to, like, the pressure of the NFL, where practice kicks are just as important as game kicks. I think it's getting used to, a new snap, a new hold, a new operation, everything. And quite frankly, there's more wind in Green Bay than there is, in the SEC in Gainesville. And so, like, sometimes you have to touch the stove to get burnt. some guys keep touching it, and some guys realize, no, I'm not doing that anymore. And so you hope that he's the guy that is like, okay, that obviously is not going to work. I'm going to fix it. And so, you have to build the skill set, but he's got the bones to be able to do it.
I didn't think we'd get as many Brad Childress chance to have
Chili
a chance
had a big
references.
impact on Ryan Longwell. I could tell just by the quotes that he's
Didn't pick
out.
him up at the airport, though.
Yeah, exactly. No. Chili was a quote machine.
He was. Clowns are funny now.
The best Chili quote machine was he would show up at 9:04 every morning to the 9 o'clock team meeting, and our best buddy Favre would be like, "Hey, Coach, what time does that 9 o'clock meeting start?" It was like, it would start off the day really, really good.
Opposite of Lombardi time. Yeah.
Chili time.
Yep, totally.
Ryan,
time.
You're the best, man. This was so helpful and so insightful.
Ryan, do you want to? I mean, listen, you're a golfer. You're a golfing pro. You're a fixer-upper dude. Do you want to coach? Because, man, did you get into great detail.
Yeah, so, it's a passion of mine to give back to what I was gifted to do. And I've like I said, the consulting thing has scratched that itch, if you will. I coached at Cal for a couple years full-time a few years ago. And I love it. I just like to see the guys succeed. And so the consulting thing has allowed me to help more people than just a room of people. But to me, watching film over the years and just knowing what works and what doesn't, I've really taken an interest in just how dangerous the kicking camp thing has become to long-term development. And so what you've seen, not to get on a tangent, but what you've seen is, in my era, it was Jason Hansen, David Akers, Robbie Gold, myself, Vinatieri, John Carney, all these guys that lasted 15, 17, 18. I mean, Vinatieri and Carney were 20-plus years, right? Mm-hmm. What you have seen lately with this home run derby mentality is there aren't a lot of guys that are lasting past their third year. And so why is that? Well, why is because they're swinging so hard they either get hurt or they run out of energy because it's max Q and you can't do that for 6 straight months. Or because they're swinging so hard, when they get off, it is impossible to fix. And so they're out of a career. And so you just need to look at it the goal is, once again, the goal is not to make it. The goal is to last when you get there. And there are, in my opinion, concrete things between the guys that last and the guys that don't. And there are concrete things between the guys that make it and the guys that never get out of college. And I just don't think there's enough people that know that. And that's my biggest issue. And that's why I got involved. And that's why there's a part of me that would love to coach because I think it would be very fun to develop these superstars. And, quite frankly, I've done it in the college level where these guys are separating themselves pretty obviously. And it's these few things that to me stick out like a sore thumb. And, most of them, it's not the sexy thing to say. We don't want to hit the 65-yarder. We want to hit the 38-yarder perfect every time. But, that's how you get a job and that's how you keep a job forever.
On behalf of Packers fans everywhere, thank you for your input to Trey Smack directly. I'm sure that fans heard that and thought, well, I think we got a pretty good guy helping him out. But more importantly, thanks to you from us for making us smarter. And it's always great to have an excuse to reach out to you. I'm sorry that Trey struggled a little bit. That prompted this call. But, man, you are welcome here anytime if you can fit us in between all the other great things you've got going on, Ryan.
Well, as long as there's no tile saw in the background, I'm more than willing to chat with you.
No, we'll take tile saws. We'll take a tile saw. That's no big deal.
Yep.
Ryan, thanks, buddy. We'll catch up with you again down the road.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
That is Ryan Longwell, longtime Packers kicker.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm worried about Jesse. He's spiraling. Or as the kids say, crashing out. He's crashing. I don't know if our fans feel the same way, but he is. He's glazy-eyed and crashing after listening to Ryan Longwell.
We will unpack what Ryan Longwell had to say and check in on Jesse's well-being next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here, and it's another Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Coming up to close out today's show, we'll share some of our favorite Feel Good stories of the week. I also love sharing the Feel Good story of how good my family felt after trusting the pro painters at Hallman Lindsay with our home's paint project. As you get ready for your next project, I highly encourage you to make Hallman Lindsay your first stop. It's so easy to get connected with a Hallman Lindsay Pro Painter. All you have to do, stop into any Hallman Lindsay store, ask, and they'll connect you with the pro that best fits what your project calls for. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Check them out at hallmanlindsay.com. That's hallmanlindsay.com. Hallman Lindsay, great paint, great people. And stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out the show, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN college football writer Adam Rittenberg recently shared his college football future power rankings through 2027. Rittenberg ranks every Power 4 conference team and Notre Dame based on their outlook for the next 2 years. Criteria for the rankings includes a team's quarterback situation, coaching staff, offensive and defensive line, star power, and roster management. Out of 68 teams ranked, the Wisconsin Badgers check in at number 55. You can find the full rankings and commentary on the Badgers from Rittenberg at ESPN.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. IndyCar is must-see and is coming up on June 18th through the 21st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
Miz is on the mound.
0-2, swing and a miss. That one only 100. Jacob Mizorowski, each time out, he keeps topping himself.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Jesse?
Man,
I don't know.
He's texting mid-interview. I can see he's freaking out back there.
Freaking out, man!
You guys, When all this stuff was coming up all week about Trey Smack struggling at OTAs and minicamp, I'm like, whatever. He's a rookie kicker. It's not a big deal. It's the middle of June. Everybody calm down. I was a 1 on the 1 to 10 like panic scale.
Heat wave in the middle of June, am I right?
Yeah. Did you hear what he just said?
Why don't you give us a quick what you heard?
Yeah, I heard him say
that
he's got what it takes and that we can rebuild him like the $6 million man.
Why are we rebuilding a kicker we just selected in the 6th round of the draft?
And gave up a draft
what?
pick to get him.
That's not a rebuild. You do that if he struggled already, and you got to rebuild. 50 seconds. I got 50 seconds. I know we're already super late and everything. I got 50 seconds from what Ryan Longwell said with us over 30-plus minutes. Tell me why we're supposed to be calm about this.
Jackie and myself and Mason all hit what you would call a lower cut, meaning the ball was not going left. The ball was going straight or it would fall right. It would never, ever turn left. And so that was Chris Jackie. That's the way I kicked, and that's the way Mason kicked. When you look at Dave Rayner, which forced them to draft Mason, when you look at Anders, and when you look at Trey's college film, they all hit a very high hook, like a high ball. And so what that does in Lambeau Field is you look at, back to even Daniel Carlson, but you look at Anders, and what did he do? He hits the high ball, and it stays wide right because it doesn't, at one end of the field, it hangs right on the high hook, and the other end of the field, it blows across the whole upright and goes left. And so the high hook in Lambeau has always been kryptonite.
He also said that he hit a high ball and a hook coming out of Cal, and he learned how to kick in Lambeau. Trey Smack has been here for like 2.5 months.
Jason, let me just ask you this, though, because I think a lot of our fans are probably feeling the way Jesse is.
I think they are, too.
Did you feel better about Trey Smack? Because we both came into this.
I actually did.
You feel better after listening to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
How?
I don't know where are you getting that from?
Possibly feel better about him.
I will explain why I feel better when we kick off the 11. It feels like it should be the 11.
We're getting close to 11 o'clock hour.
He said kryptonite. It's kryptonite for kickers. Yeah. I compared him to Anders Carlson and Dave Rayner.
He said that he's going to need him. He's reaching out after one mini and like one OTA. That was not.
Oh yeah, Trey
positive.
said I'm going to need you after OTAs.
Well, those aren't great.
I'm going to need you.
Yeah, at least let's get to training camp and miss a couple. And
I will explain why I actually felt better. And not worse about Trey Smack.
You know who's feeling better is Havrasek. This is Havrasek's check on the bill on their little deal.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rude to Ryan because he's got a relationship with Trey, but I was asking, man, if you're Havrasek, you're pretty happy right now, right?
Holy smokes.
But I didn't.
Yeah. No.
Because I'm guessing he'd say yeah.
Yeah. Just like you will be happy if we go down after the NFL season is over to Hard Rock Casino Rockford and all your tickets.
I got some ideas what to go do down there right now.
If you'd let me get to my read, it's a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois, about a little less than 60 minutes from the greater Madison area, and you can go to their sports book, which I don't know if you could get into made kicks, missed kicks. Like there's a lot of stuff you could get into at the sportsbook, Brewers related, et cetera, et cetera. They have great food. They have great entertainment, great slots. Of course, Wednesdays you can get, if you're 55 and older, you get the 50% off. All the great things down at Hard Rock Casino, Rockford. Head on down. Again, 60 minutes, a little bit less from the greater Madison area. Premier entertainment destination in Rockford, Illinois.
I will explain myself to kick off the 10 o'clock hour, and I will do so in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and take it from me, the best game nights start with Pizza Hut. Try the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, featuring crispy baked Parmesan on the crust for a golden cheesy crunch in every bite. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to order and find more great deals. The new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, available now at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen. Join me for the Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Packers minicamp practice in the books, and besides the rookies sticking around for another week of OTAs next week, the whole team won't be back together in Green Bay until training camp kicks off on July 29th. Plenty of conversation until then, including speculation on what's going to happen with the Packers kicker, rookie Trey Smack, having an up-and-down camp so far. Ryan Longwell joining Wilde and Tausch moments ago. Check out the full conversation, available shortly on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels, and of course on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Plenty more from Rob Domofsky on camp as well over at ESPN.com. Baseball is on the mound tonight. Mark your calendars, 6:40, first pitch tonight as the Brewers return to American Family Field, welcoming the Philadelphia Phillies for the first of a weekend set. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock, following Jim, Matt, and Molly tonight here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. And for all you soccer fans, U.S. men's national team in Paraguay, 8 o'clock tonight.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Thank you again to Ryan Longwell, who was blanking phenomenal. And here's why I feel better, not worse. For one, they've got Ryan Longwell on the kick. Like, again, I don't pretend to know, well, frankly, I don't know Trey Smack very well yet either. But I didn't get to know Brett Conway, but I can tell you this. Brett Conway wasn't going to have the humility with his signing bonus check taped to his dashboard to talk to Ryan Longwell and say, hey, how do I get whatever the equivalent of Ryan Longwell would have been back then, how do I get this fixed? Secondly, Tausch, you are the golfer. I mean, I know Jesse golfs too, and I certainly don't. But what they always say about golfers is if you're missing the same direction all the time, that's easier to fix than if you are spraying the ball all over the course.
Unless you double cross, which happens a lot too.
I just think that the fact that he has had contact with Ryan Longwell clearly knows what he's talking about. He's not just pontificating or watching YouTube videos on how to put bathroom tile up now. He did it for nearly 20 years in the NFL. And he did it in Lambeau Field, which he didn't make every kick in Lambeau Field, but I thought his explanation was significant. And on top of that, Jesse, and this, I think you may have missed this while you were panicking, But he said very clearly,
dogs don't seem to be very comfortable back there.
Must be getting a delivery. That he kicked the same kind of a ball at Cal, and that he adjusted it when he got here so he could be successful. And now Trey Smack has someone telling him who has pre-existing knowledge of him and connection to him, helping him learn that this early in the process,
Jason,
as opposed to doing it after missing a bunch of kicks in Lambeau at the start of the season.
Yeah, that's all great. I think the humility part of that's great, but I've said this, and you have said this. Don't draft a kicker. They're going to be better at their second spot.
But it's too late for that. They did.
Yeah, but you don't have time to go through working through those mechanics. Like, he's going to have to get this, again, according to Ryan. Ryan knows a heck of a lot more about golf and kicking than I do. But this isn't Jordan Morgan's going to get stronger. He's going to get better with this. He can work through some stuff. You don't have that luxury as a kicker. You have to have it now. And with a team that is a championship. What were you? Did I miss something? The championship.
I was getting information on what the commotion was upstairs.
It looked like it was. What did you get? What kind of package you get? What'd you get?
I don't think that's what it was. I didn't mean to distract you. Just continue with your thoughts.
Distract. Now I don't even know where I was going. But you don't kicking. You don't have that option. It's the ultimate zero sum. You make or miss, and if you miss too many, you don't get the chance to grow. Anders got more of a chance to grow because they thought,
they didn't know they were going to be good.
This young man stepping into this is a championship or bust squad.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna have. Let me tell you something. You might get a week. Longwell said he had the one kick. If he hadn't made 12 in a row, if that was the opening game, or if that was, I don't know how long he gets.
Because they're the defending Super Bowl champs.
That certainly was a championship team.
Sure. So, look, I don't have Doc Brown's time machine. I can't go back and have them use their 2 7th-round picks on a potential Mark Tauscher or Donald Driver or Adam Timmerman. So instead they trade them and they take Trey Smack. Again, as I have been on record saying multiple times, I feel like Goody has overreacted, and this is probably why he doesn't come on our show. I feel like he overreacted to the outcomes of playoff games each of the last 2 years. Well, we got to get bigger on the offensive line. We got to do things differently there because we got pushed around by Philly. Now, our kicker missed 3 kicks. And by the way, I am not absolving Brandon McManus of missing 3 kicks.
He hits a low cut, though. He hits a lower cut, is what I heard.
He does. You heard Ryan say that. He's got experience. He's done it in the league for over a decade. My point is, when I asked Goody after he drafted Trey Smack, why do you want to get back on the rookie kickers, even the good ones, go through more peaks and valleys and ups and downs than proven kickers? And you're right. It's my bias. I don't think you should ever draft a specialist. I think you should find specialists that have gone through the growing pains and the process of learning how to kick in this league or punt in this league with some other team and let them stink there. And then once they've figured it out, then you grab them. Now, that's not true of every rookie kicker. There have been rookie kickers, including Ryan Longwell, by the way, who have succeeded. So that doesn't mean we're not writing. I surely am not. Maybe Jesse is. But I am not writing off Trey Smack. But once the pick is made, which is what has happened, which I didn't agree with, now it's how do we make sure that this guy succeeds? And it would seem to me that, by the way, I would actually rather have him miss a 35-yarder yesterday and go 5 for 9 in that practice last week, because then it forces him to take a hard look in the mirror and say, okay, what do I need to do better? What do I need to do differently? Do I need to talk to Ryan Longwell? As opposed to if he's just going along, making all of his kicks, and then it starts to be an issue, at least now you have time to fix it.
That sounds a little copey, if I'm being honest. I want my kicker making all of it.
I'm not coping. No, but remember, I'm not a fan. I don't need to cope. So if he sucks, that's a story. If he's great, that's a story. It doesn't bother.
What's the better story if he sucks? Probably for you, it would.
I am not here to cheer against anyone's success or failure. What I will say is Ryan Longwell turned out to be,
great story.
with the possible exception of Mark Tauscher, one of the greatest stories I've covered during my career.
So the story's better if he's not good.
The story's better if Lucas Havrisik kicks like 3 game winners in the first 3 weeks, and he's the kicker instead.
So
yes.
I get what you're saying about having humility and working on things and not, having success. He has success, and then all's going to be, and then when the pressure moments come. But I think, Jesse panicking back there as I'm listening to Ryan go through it, I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of Jessies.
Not alone.
There's a lot of Jessies out in the Packer fan base.
I think
I'm not going to panic yet. I'll say this. I'm more concerned after listening to Ryan than I was when I walked in this studio this morning. That I know.
Sure you are.
I was a 1 out of 10 going into that conversation with Ryan Longwell, saying this is a non-story. It's just because it's the only question mark with a team pretty much returning everybody about what they're going to be this year, that it's been overinflated from OTAs and minicamp. Now I'm like full on panic and like hope we play in domes in the playoffs this year, because apparently this dude sucks at figuring out how to figure out the win.
We won't be able to play at home. That's just kind of been the standard.
Like, hope the Lions win the division, so we go play there.
Jesse, was that a tacit acknowledgement yet again that my booking of guests turns out to be, well, inconsistent and infrequent? I probably have a pretty good idea of when to have certain people on the show. Is that what that was there?
Ryan Longwell.
Just wait, is somebody complaining about you booking a guest? I don't think I've ever complained to you about
I didn't complain about Ryan Longwell being on there.
Jesse did.
I did not. I was looking forward to
Ryan. You just made it sound like you didn't even understand why we're having him on.
Ryan Longwell and Jordy Nelson are my mom's 2 favorite Packers of all time.
And you talked to one of them this week.
In that? Am I too mean to you? Is that why she's...
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't change that.
I'll see her
Mrs.
next
Nelson.
week. I'll ask her about you next week.
I feel like I should at least be top 2.
I can tell you, Ryan Longwell and Jordy Nelson are for sure in the top 2.
That is very disappointing. I am going to need to plead my case to your mom on air.
Okay.
That sounds like something to look forward to next week.
I should definitely be a little bit higher up on that list.
When I was a kid in the backyard and I had one of those little like plastic goalposts you put up, we play football, and she said, "You should be a kicker like Ryan Longwell."
There you go.
I did not.
Instead,
but you hit too high of a ball.
Instead, you're a second baseman for the Mallards.
All right, I want to get to some reaction. The Carbless Talking text line, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Carbless, less is more. Do you feel better, worse, or the same about the Packers kicking situation based on what you heard from Ryan Longwell? For all the attention,
who's feeling better?
Jason, apparently.
No, he does.
I do. I feel better. Ryan Longwell is on the case.
I feel so
it's like
great.
Having Columbo
you feel better
or
about
Lenny
Ryan
Briscoe
Longwell. You don't feel
better.
You feel better about Trey Smack that he has to change his whole ball flight.
Feels so great that they traded up to draft this kicker whose skill set doesn't match at all what the great kickers in Green Bay have ever done. And he's got to change everything in 3 months before we go on a Super Bowl crusade in 2026. Yep, feels great.
Yeah, not a fan. Not my problem. What I may not be a fan, but I am a UW Credit Union member, just like old T.
I am a proud member of UW Credit Union. Here for every U. Well, we got some fun stuff cooking, too. Keep your eyes out. We got some fun stuff cooking with some NIL athletes. They're out in the community everywhere. UW Credit Union is everywhere, all throughout the state of Wisconsin. They have great rates. And, of course, I tell you all about the time about that great app that they have. Go ahead, join UW Credit Union today, uwcu.org to get started. Terms and conditions do apply.
We'll get to your responses about Trey Smack. Jesse seems to be smacked down by Ryan Longwell's call. We'll get to your thoughts next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, happy birthday, Zimbrick Chevrolet. That's right. Zimbrick Chevrolet is celebrating 61 years in business. Celebrate with special savings now through July 6th, including receiving a $150 gas card with any new or used vehicle purchase and an additional $500 on your trade. Plus, you might have some big travel plans coming up this summer. And as always, stop to see the service team at Zimbrick Chevy before you go on a big summer road trip so you can enjoy your time on the road and not worry about the inner workings of your vehicle. Voting is on now for the Best of Madison 2026. Vote for Zimbrick in the home and auto category at madisonmagazine.com/BOM. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I know the value of gear that works as hard as you do. And with Father's Day coming up, Iron Jock has some great bundle deals for every kind of dad. Get a performance t-shirt and low-cut socks for just $35, a polo and cap bundle for $65, or grab a lightweight hoodie and jogger set for only $100. Iron Jock gear is moisture-wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by silver ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Shop Father's Day bundles now through June 21st at ironjock.com.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well. Earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level this offseason? GRB Ray's Youth Fall Baseball is built for player development, giving athletes the reps they need to improve. With 2 practices each week and games on Sundays, players stay sharp and keep growing all fall long. And more importantly, the opportunity to elevate their skills when it matters most. Don't just maintain, get better. Register for this fall now at raise.grbacademy.com. That's raise.grbacademy.com.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
We're on the Packers.
Can't sit here and tell me that you're comfortable with the idea of the Green Bay Packers playing 8 games without Mike Parsons.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That's very uncomfortable. That's extremely uncomfortable.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
So, Jesse, you feel worse, correct?
Yeah. I went from a 1 to a 9 on the panic meter.
A 9's a high panic.
Honest to God.
Tausch, you feel the same as Jesse?
I'm not to a 9, but do I feel better? I wasn't really feeling anything. I was like, it's not a big deal. He missed the 35-yarder. Longwell missed one in Philly. Like, that stuff happens. But all of the concerns that Ryan brought up about a guy that he's had a relationship with and all of the things that he needs to do in order to be successful. Here I thought this kid was, kryptonite was strong. Like that stuck out to me.
It's a strong word, yeah. Lois.
Changing ball flight, changing the way you kick, changing your mentality.
For a rookie that they traded up to
three
get.
Things that are kind of important.
It's one thing if it's like a free agent you're bringing in mid-season because your guy got hurt and they got to figure it out.
On the team. I'm on Team Wilde. I don't ever. And I said when they I wasn't even around when they drafted him, but then that show on Monday, I'm like, nah, I don't like it because it adds another layer of pressure to a spot that's already filled with pressure on a team that you think is championship caliber. I didn't like it then, and I hope this kid figures it out. But it sounds like he's got a lot of things he's got to figure out. Yeah.
I'm sorry to. I think having Ryan Longwell on the case is a good thing.
Who said he's on? You don't even know if he's on the case, though.
He already talked to Trey Smack.
The Packers need to hire him as a consultant. Ryan's not going to just keep giving free advice out. He's a paid consultant.
He came on our show for free.
He's not going to come in. He's not going to come in and do your walls and your floors for nothing. He's going to come remodel.
It's a different thing. He's
it's
flipping
not
those
a different
houses.
thing. It's the same business.
Trey Smack says after 1 week of OTAs, oh boy, I'm going to need you. What?
You understand, Jason? You understand how consultants work, right?
I do.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you understand. It's not like every time something happens, they're just going to call them. That's friends. There's a fee that comes with consulting.
All right. Well, the Packers have plenty of money.
Well, you love spending people's money, don't you?
I love spending the Packers' money. Sure, yeah, I'm fine with that. But if you drafted again. You've drafted the kicker. It is too late to say you shouldn't draft specialists, which I believe and you believe.
But it's not too late.
It's too late now. You did it already. Now you got to fix him.
Is that royalty free? That part I'm not going to disagree with, but I'm going to tell you something, man. This is not – you ain't got 6 months. This isn't – if Longwell's buying this house and Trey Smack's the house, he ain't got 6 months to get it renovated. That thing needs to be renovated on the market by middle of August, early September.
You could have just kept Brandon McManus.
And supply chain issues with everything going on in the world. It's tough. No,
you just can't get a kicker through the Strait of Hormuz. It's frustrating,
especially with a high hook.
The fact that Ryan Longwell said that he kicked a similar ball coming out of Cal and he figured it out at Lambeau Field tells me that with the proper guidance, and yes, do I think that they should help augment the Ryan Longwell fixer-upper fund by paying him to give more advice to their kicker? I do. He said he knows Cam Acord. So there is a connection there. I don't want to make too big of a mountain out of the molehill of the 35-yarder he missed yesterday. I am going to write about this. That's why I called Ryan. But I don't think, just because Jesse's freaking out, man, like if this was going on and we hadn't talked to Ryan Longwell and we didn't understand a guy with some very insightful...
I love Ryan Longwell, but I felt a heck of a lot better about this before we talked.
I would rather not talk to Ryan Longwell and felt better about it.
You want to be an ostrich and put your head in the sand, go ahead.
For a couple of months, yeah.
And then you lose 3 of your first 4 because your kicker stinks. Now he's working on it. He can fix it. Let's take a quick call, and then we'll take a break and get to some of your texts. Let's go to Don in Sun Prairie. Don, are you freaking out, man, like these two are?
No, I'm not freaking out. Thanks for taking my call, guys. A great call with Ryan Longwell. I want to know what we need to do to get him as our special teams coach on the Packers.
Money. Pay him.
GoFundMe.
Well, Tausch, you got money. Let's go for it.
You think I'm paying Ryan Longwell to be a consultant for the Packers? I am no. I want you drafting a kicker that's ready to go and is going to make kicks right away. I'm
not
interested
drafting one at all.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better though. Listening to Ryan Longwell, yeah, I know the kid's got some problems, but I'm sure that they can work it out. Especially the insight that Ryan gave them.
Sure, I definitely hope that's the case. But Don, let me ask you this: since you're being all Wilde-esque today, which is great, did you feel
like an insult.
When you listened to Ryan talk, you feel better about the kicking situation than you did before he joined the show at 9:30?
Better is not the correct word. No.
Okay, what is the correct word?
I'm optimistic that things are going to work itself out.
Okay. I'll join that club. I think it's going to work itself out one way or the other. Doesn't mean it's going to be with Trey Smack.
No.
Don't mean it won't
work
be with
out
Trey.
that Haversik's going to kick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was a little concerned. I didn't know that about the kicking
I didn't either.
variances, the difference of the ball.
No.
That was very insightful. Very insightful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And very disturbing, I guess, or disconcerting.
There you go.
The fact that he's got a lot to work on.
He does.
But still, I still have faith that he's going to be able to work it out. And if not, we always got Haversick.
There you go.
Don, would you have drafted a kicker? Yes or no?
No.
Right. Thank
Never.
you.
Yeah.
We all agree. Thanks, Don. We appreciate the call. We'll get to your text coming up. If your home is ready for an update, you got two choices.
Call Longwell.
Either call Ryan Longwell, or you can swing into Steinhafels for their buy more, save more sale. That's the right time to do it. You can save $100 when you spend $999. You save $200 when you spend $1,999. You save $300 when you spend $2,900, so on and so forth. And again, maybe Ryan Longwell can give you some insight like he's giving insight to Trey Smack as well. From sectionals and dining sets to bedroom furniture and more, you'll find everything you need to upgrade your space for less. Plus, now through Monday, you can take a extra 20% off all clearance. I might have to get over that. I love the clearance section. Steinhafels is Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader, so shop them in-store or online at steinhafels.com. Relax! It's Steinhafels. Get your texts on the Carbless Talk and Text line next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and all summer long, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors. That'll be the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. The ESPN app is your home to thousands of live events, ESPN shows, and originals across every ESPN network in service. And now you can check if you already have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. Visit activate.espn.com to learn how to access your account or sign up, then start streaming in the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, it's Eric with Canopy Wealth Management. Taxes are intricate, and even smart savers can unknowingly work against themselves without a clear tax strategy. At Canopy, we help you assess your options and you make more intentional decisions with your money. Small adjustments today can lead to meaningful differences in your long-term financial future. At Canopy Wealth Management, care, confidence, clarity is not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Sweda metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweda. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweda metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweda Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Bike crash? Call Gruber offices. One call, that's all.
This is our crew.
Thompson takes strike 3 called. Fastball right in there, 103 miles an hour. What a finish for Jacob Mizorowski.
Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Let's go to the text portion of the Carbless Talk and text line. Jesse, is there anyone in my camp?
First, there are a lot who are saying great interview. They really appreciated Ryan Longwell's
Yeah, he was
appearance.
awesome.
So I won't put any of those up, but a lot of text saying.
Well, why?
Really,
You don't want to build Jason and I up?
It's redundant for 10 texts to say, wow, that was a great interview. That was super insightful. I learned a lot. But I just want to know that a lot of our fans really appreciated the insight from Ryan Longwell. So I just wanted to share that with everybody here. Now, that being said, Rob in Michigan, maybe Trey Smack, is already making adjustments, and that's why he's missing and finding his groove. That's not the vibe that I got from Ryan Longwell's insights on it. Jason, do you feel differently?
Yeah, I didn't talk to Trey yesterday after practice. I don't know what went wrong on the 35-yarder. I would like to – I do not want to contribute significantly.
Too much apex, I think. Ball was at too much of an apex.
To the pressure that's already on him. I was the one who talked to him after the 5 for 9 day, and then I came up to him after he went 7 for 8 and said, hey, I'm not going to only talk to you when you have a bad day, but isn't this kind of the reality of being a kicker, that there's going to be good days and bad days? How are you handling it? And look, he seems very earnest, and he seems very dedicated to doing a good job. So he didn't come off as cocky, like he had all the answers. Again, I have heard Ryan Longwell tell that Czech story previously. He's also told a story about calling his dad and saying, I think I got a chance based on the mentality that this other guy's got. And it turned out he was right.
It's too bad he hadn't met Chili yet. He would have said he would have had a chance to have a chance.
God, that was so fun. We got to get Chili on. I got to message him after the show. Yes, he might be experimenting now. And by the way, if you're going to miss kicks, obviously you don't want to miss them at all. But if you're going to miss kicks, the place to miss them is when you're experimenting at practice so you can get better, so when the games actually count, you make them.
But no, let's just be fair to whoever, Rob in Michigan and Jason. Nobody said he's experimenting. We don't know if he's experimenting. I'm guessing he's trying to make the kick yesterday, and he hasn't all of a sudden said, I'm going to change from a high hook to a low cut.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he is already experimenting with the low cuts.
That would be a fun question to ask. Do I believe that he didn't just go to what his default mechanism was when he's got a game-winning kick in practice and he wants to impress his team? My hunch is he's going to try to make the kick the way he makes kicks.
Right. Fair. Very fair.
Or do you think he lines up and says, you know what, Matty? I'm going to hit a little low cut here. I do that when I golf. I'll say, I'm going to hit a little high draw here. And then I'll dead shank it left.
Into the woods.
That's the way it goes, yeah.
Stephen Lake Forest, I thought this was a fun text. It would seem that
Former home of the Bears.
It would seem that changing the trajectory on a kick in the time required to make a team would be so challenging with muscle memory. Such an interesting interview with Ryan Longwell, smart guy from Stephen Lake Forest. So yeah,
agreed.
Like it would seem like drafting a kicker in the 6th round, trading up to take him, and then asking him to change a lot of what he does to fit the skill set would be a problem.
In fairness, these same conversations, had we done a show in 2005, those same conversations about one Aaron Charles Rodgers and Jeff Tedford and the little ball up by your chin deal, that would have also been the case, and that worked out pretty well. So
he wasn't being asked to be the starter right away.
I'm still not saying panic by any stretch. All I'm saying is that was I'm not going to use the term disturbing like Don did. It was eye-opening.
Enlightening.
Yeah, enlightening. Yeah. Like Pippi Longstocking.
What is it with you and Pippi Longstocking?
People also
lately?
on the text line enjoyed the Pippi Longstocking with Homer the other day.
She's got unexpected expectations, right? Old Pip.
Old Pip.
I don't know her story well
Isn't that
enough.
the name of the book? Unexpected Expectations? Isn't that or something Expectations?
Great Expectations?
Something with Pippi was
the book was just
I don't think
Pippi
she's in Great
Longstocking.
Expectations.
One more text from a 254 area code. Remember to give us your name and where you're texting
let's
from.
guess.
Yeah?
254.
I do know it. I looked it up.
New Hampshire.
You are
I'm going to
conflating.
say
By the
New
way,
Hampshire.
New Hampshire is incorrect.
You're conflating.
Oh, he's stuck on
Pippi
Pip.
Longstocking.
Is it Albuquerque? Are we dealing with New Mexico again?
Nope. Central Texas. Waco
Okay.
area. Waco,
All right.
Texas. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Great Expectations, the character in Great Expectations is Pip. And now it's become Pippi Longstocking.
Just wait. Pippi
which is not
Longstocking
what
has the
Charles
curly hair,
Dickens
right?
intended.
The long
Ponytails?
stockings are her signature thing, yeah.
But what did she do?
I don't actually know. I think
Jason, you're the book person.
I am not familiar with Pippi Longstocking's game.
I don't know what her signature moment
You
was.
went to journalism school and you know anything about Pippi
So
Longstocking?
the 254 text is this: how about you just wait until preseason and everything instead of freaking out right now about a kicker? Let's see what happens in the next 2 months. 254, that's what I said before Ryan Longwell came on with us.
Yeah, we shouldn't have had Ryan on then, and I wouldn't be freaking out.
If
I'm not.
you're-
And by the way, I am not freaking out.
Now who's the ostrich? 254.
Yeah, I'm not going to freak out about it, but if you don't come away from listening to Ryan Longwell, who is one of the great kickers in the history of this great organization, and listening to what he said, if you aren't at least a little taken aback, you are an ostrich. And that's fine. Ostriches, they make good meat. It's a good bird. Fast. Quick.
It's not. They make good meat.
Yeah, ostrich is a healthy meat. Yeah.
Don't
Hall
put
of
your
Fame
head in the
ostrich.
sand.
Hall of
Don't
Fame
put your-
ostrich.
Don't put your head in the sand if you've been injured in an accident. Make the call to the best team in town. Gruber Law Offices. Again, I tell you this all the time. It's because I mean it. I hope you never have to call David and Steven and the team over there. I hope never, ever, ever, ever. Because then you've never been injured in an accident. But if you have been injured, you need to make the right choice, just like you need to pick the right kicker or not pick a kicker at all. So make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. All right, Jesse, I assume being so nimble, you have changed today's trivia category to either kickers who failed in the NFL or the effects of kryptonites, or Lambeau, the swirling winds of Lambeau. What's today's category?
Well, it is kicking.
World
Cup fever, today's Wilde and Tausch trivia category.
I got the anecdote.
World Cup fever is today's trivia category, with the U.S. men's national team kicking off at 8 o'clock tonight.
Now, do the women's do that on a different year?
They're next year, yeah.
They don't go every other?
No.
Like they
do 1 year, and then the
winter
following
and
year is
summer
the women,
Olympics.
and then they take 2 years
By the
off.
way, that was
Why
one
would
of
they
those.
take 2 years off? Why wouldn't
I
they
think-
just split it?
Well, I think it's so that the Women's World Cup doesn't coincide with the Summer Olympics.
I'm sure there's a reason. There's a reason for it. I'm glad that I think maybe laid it out, but we're not sure.
By the way, Brandi Chastain's goal with that 99 U.S. women's team was also one of those unifying moments that you were asking about the other day that a few people responded.
You think she's still, if she had to do it over, would still take her top off?
I do.
You think that's exactly how she wanted to play it out?
I think so.
Because that's what I think the lasting image of that is.
It's on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It's a hell of a deal.
It's a heck of a photo. There's 48 teams in the World Cup. And then teams will be eliminated. We're not going to take caller 48. Let's take caller 20. Caller 20
When do we
right
get
now.
so soft on callers? You're going 200 before now. You're going to go down to 22?
Not for trivia. Why don't you give away some Iron Jock here, then we can get the numbers back up. 844-770-3776. Caller 20.
You're an old curmudgeon, man.
It was a little pouty. It was
Yeah.
one of those yesterday's, Wildy.
At least he waited till 11 o'clock.
High caller numbers for trivia.
It's just patently not true.
No, that is true. He's right. He was just a little pouty about it. He was a little strong of a retort.
When we... all right, I ain't going to get in a fight. It's a Friday. I'm just going to...
It's 11:03. Well, it's only 12 minutes before the witching hour. Go ahead. Bring it. Caller 20 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Beauty Rest mattresses and get a free foundation or $500 off King adjustable base sets, plus a $20 gas card when you test rest a Beauty Rest Black. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN college football writer Adam Rittenberg recently shared his college football future power rankings through 2027. Rittenberg ranks every Power 4 conference team and Notre Dame based on their outlook for the next 2 years. Criteria for the rankings includes a team's quarterback situation, coaching staff, and roster management. Out of 68 teams ranked, the Wisconsin Badgers check in at number 55. You can find the full rankings and commentary on the Badgers from Rittenberg at ESPN.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhafels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendik, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
Sources tell me the Milwaukee Bucks are fully open for business on trades and offers around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Things in my life that bring me joy. But one of them, when it comes to this show, is first-time contestants. And we're about to have one in Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented
by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on. And by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs. They believe in better.
Let us welcome in our contestant, and as predicted, or as stated, he is a first-time contestant. It is Michael in Oregon. Michael, good morning. Unless you're in the state of Oregon, then I stand corrected. Michael, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Very good, very good.
All right, here we go. Are you But before we start, are you panicked about the Packers kicking situation? Yes or no?
Nah. Not yet.
Okay. Sound like a fairly reasonable individual.
Did you listen to Ryan
Jesse.
Longwell's 30-minute conversation with us?
No, I did not. I was at a dentist appointment.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that, and then later. Do that, and then come back, and then...
You're at a dentist appointment, and then you turned us on, and now you're playing trivia? What a day you've had. That's a full day.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Question one in the category of World Cup fever is this.
Speaking of that, speaking of Oregon, how is the girls' soccer team? Are they still advancing on, or where are we at? Because great high school soccer there.
Yeah, I probably should know that, but my two girls are very little.
Okay.
So they're not anywhere near that age yet, so I do not know.
Yeah. Powerhouse.
They're future Panthers.
It's a powerhouse program.
That's right.
Eric Anderson and his family prominent in there. All right, here we go. Michael, question one is this. Which opponent does the U.S. men's national team face tonight to begin their run in the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Is it Paraguay, Uruguay, or Senegal?
I'm gonna take a stab and say not the last one.
Safe.
Let's see. Paraguay? Let's go with that one.
Paraguay is correct. Well done. Did Tausch leave?
He's hanging out here with me in the...
Jesse wanted me to draw today, so I wanted to come in, and I want to get some of these hot buttons, hotkeys.
Hot keys. Yes, hot buttons.
Do I draw
Question two.
Okay.
Question two, Michael, is this what an operation this is? Which country located in the Middle East hosted the most recent FIFA World Cup in 2022? Was it Qatar, Saudi Arabia, or Kazakhstan?
Qatar.
Indeed. 2 for 2. Tausch, that's the part where you're supposed to hit the... Yeah, there you go. Good work.
Thank you.
Question 3.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
All 3 of the World Cup games scheduled for the U.S. men's national team in the group stage will be played at stadiums home to football teams in which division? Is it in the AFC West, the AFC East, or the NFC West?
I believe they're out in SoFi, right? So NFC West.
There you have it. Well done on the buttons, yes. So, Jesse, before Tausch picks the winner, and Michael, you've got all 4 entries possible, so well done in your first time out. So, are they playing at multiple NFC West locations?
So they're at SoFi tonight. They're at Lumen Stadium in Seattle for the second game against Australia. And then they're back at SoFi for the final game of the group stage. Yeah.
Go boo in a bar.
Thanks, Tausch.
Who the hell gives a what it Ben Russell's
All right, Tausch has picked this week's winner. I'm sure he has no idea what the number means since the numbering system
can't hear anything,
is so jacked up.
No, I'm all right. I can't hear anything. But number 2.
That's Michael.
Oh.
He played on the 5th day of the week. Why on earth is he number 2?
What's a good one for that one?
Long story.
I don't have it. What's
Michael,
good?
congratulations.
I won.
You won. Sexy. Yes. Well done. What a debut. Tausch will take down all your information. Or maybe he'll leave.
No, he won't.
But you are our winner for this week. Thanks for playing. We appreciate you. All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia. Hey, we got to start at the 11 o'clock hour. That'll happen in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Badger basketball coach Greg Gard.
Wisconsin wins the Big Ten.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Live streaming of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows. Easy access to ESPN Madison on YouTube. And daily podcasts so you don't ever miss a second. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. That's where you can find Wilde and Tausch's conversation from today's 9 o'clock hour with Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame kicker Ryan Longwell. He joined the show after rookie kicker Trey Smack has had some up and down moments through the first couple of weeks of the offseason program in Titletown. And quite frankly, I'm not sure Ryan Longwell made anyone feel any better about how Trey Smack's doing. If you want to check out the full conversation, almost more than 30 minutes long, check it out over at ESPN, on the ESPN Wisconsin app or on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. Baseball Miz back on the mound tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers as the crew plays host to the Philadelphia Phillies for a 3-game weekend set, potential postseason preview. First pitch tonight at 6:40 with the Miz throwing. You don't want to miss it. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home, Milwaukee Brewers Baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, which will include Name That Year, the latest round of that fun game presented by Sendik. And thanks again to all of our great partners that are helping us celebrate our 10th anniversary in the coming weeks. Some Whoa Nelly, and of course Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. But for those of you who, like Michael in Oregon, who maybe had a dentist appointment during the Ryan Longwell conversation, you will be able to find that. In fact, you can find it already in some of these places. You can rewind on YouTube and watch it there. You can find it in the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can find it in the other places that you get your podcasts, especially now that we're back on Spotify. Lots of places you can find it. But here, Jesse has a clip that I'm sure will make him feel better and everyone else feel better. Here is Ryan Longwell from earlier in the show.
Jackie and myself and Mason all hit what you would call a lower cut, meaning the ball was not going left. The ball was going straight or it would fall right. It would never, ever turn left. And so that was Chris Jackie. That's the way I kicked, and that's the way Mason kicked. When you look at Dave Rayner, which forced them to draft Mason, when you look at Anders, and when you look at Trey's college film, they all hit a very high hook, like a high ball. And so what that does in Lambeau Field is you look at, back to even Daniel Carlson, but you look at Anders, and what did he do? He hits the high ball, and it stays wide right because it doesn't, at one end of the field, it hangs right on the high hook, and the other end of the field, it blows across the whole upright and goes left. And so the high hook in Lambeau has always been kryptonite.
Kryptonite, never the word you're looking for. But again, not part of that clip was the part where Ryan Longwell said that he hit a high ball when he first got here, and he figured it out. And he kicked for a team that went to the Super Bowl during his rookie season. Tausch, again, I don't want to rehash all of it, but if you are looking into your crystal ball, and we reconvene, I mean, we'll keep doing the show between now and then, but we reconvene for the first practice of training camp on July 29th. What do you think is in our future when camp starts?
You're talking about in relation to Trey Smack?
Yes.
I mean, I think he's going to go about his business. He'll be obviously at the rookie, whatever they're calling next week. And my hope is that he just, I don't think you ever want to stray too far from what got you where you're at. Doesn't mean you can't improve and grow, but if you're looking at it and saying, I need to totally rebuild this motor, then you start wondering, like, what are we doing? So tweaks and, little technique things, yes. But from his perspective, I don't think he's going to sit there and say, well, now I need to start. These kickers need to be able to move the football anyways. Like, there's always wind. There's always things that you need to do. But there's a baseline that this is what I will go to. And kickers, just like golfers, I don't care how well-trained you are. You need to be able to kind of control and understand things are going to get pressury and tight. How am I going to handle it? What is my muscle memory and go-to? In golf, there is no doubt, and I've hit a fade my whole life. I tried to start hitting a draw. there's just more things that need to go right when you're drawing the golf ball, just in the same way with the football. And it's always easier to do it. And from Ryan's standpoint, his advice to Trey will be, this is how you need to kick to be successful here. Mm-hmm. I think maybe we're taking more into, oh my God, this needs to be like a rebuilt deal. This is just some minor things that you have to tweak, but it shouldn't be. It just feels like it's so early.
It does.
That's a conversation I just didn't think we should be having at this point in Trey's career, which is a month old.
Jesse, there you go. See, Tausch is calming you down, right? You feel better.
No. There are two different conversations to be had on this front. I think the conversation about he can develop and he's still a young player and there's a lot of room to grow, like that is warranted and fair. And believe me, after last year's Pat Murphy debacle, I, above anybody else, knows that we don't want to call our shots and panic on anything too soon. That being said,
true.
When you're hearing one of the great kickers of all time in Green Bay Packers history, a Hall of Fame kicker who knows Trey Smack pretty well, who knows the Packers pretty well, comes on this show and over the span of a 30-minute conversation says the skill set that in which he kicks the ball doesn't match the kickers who have been most successful in Green Bay over time. In fact, it matches some of the kickers who have had the least successful tenures in Green Bay over the last couple of decades. And then he also goes on to say that NFL teams really aren't that good at evaluating kickers because they all want to see who can kick it the farthest instead of who can be the most consistent. Yeah. And he specifically cites one team, the Baltimore Ravens, as being good at that and not the Green Bay Packers, who he was spending the majority of that conversation discussing. Those, to me, are a couple of things that send off some alarm bells. And going into today, like yesterday, I made an appearance on the Damn Sports Show on ESPN Beaver Dam, and they said, should we be concerned about Trey Smack? I said, no, absolutely not. Like, there's no, it's June 11th, now it's June 12th. There's no reason to be concerned about a rookie kicker getting started. He's just getting his footing. He's figuring everything out. It's going to be fine. But when you supplement what we've seen on the practice field over the last couple of weeks with this analysis from one of the best that ever did it in Green Bay, I think there's a lot of reasons for the panic meter to go up.
Yeah, I think it's too early, and I think you've got the right guy in the case. All right.
So when's it not too early?
Training camp.
Why do you think the right guy's on the case? He's not a consultant for the Green Bay Packers.
Not yet. He's got existing relationships with the kicker we're talking about and with the special teams coordinator.
Okay.
And he can fit in some consulting for a fee in between flipping houses and his and Sarah's new show coming up on HGTV sometime in the future. And both his kids are grown now, so he doesn't he's got all kinds of time on his hands. Plus he's got his golf game working. I trust Ryan Longwell. I also trust that if I want to get away, I don't have to jump on a plane or jump on a cruise ship. I can just get away to Milwaukee and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I've stayed at the hotel. It is immaculate. Biggest rooms in all of Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And I've told you about the food. I'm not a big gambler, but I am a big eater. I love to eat. And they've got the Dream Dance Steakhouse, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, The Marketplace, and my personal favorite, Rockin' Brews, where I get my salmon every time with the scalloped potatoes. Everything you can want in a night out, a full night out all in one place. Plus, if you're planning a birthday, a wedding, or an anniversary, you can also rent out their event spaces, which are phenomenal. Elite play, a luxury stay, bet on flavor. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We continue our 10-year anniversary celebration. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Now, you know I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. I loved it then, and I love enjoying Pizza Hut, making new memories with my family today. Say hello to Pizza Hut's new crispy Parm Pan Pizza. It's the original pan crust you love with a crispy golden Parmesan edge baked right into the crust. Try it today. Get a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan Pizza for just $10. Or make it a large for only $3 more. Limited time offer, additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to get this and a bunch of other great deals as well. The newest Hut crust is Pizza Hut's Crispy Parm Pan. Order today at pizzahut.com, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
Mizorowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Hit well. Back. It is gone.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
This 4th of July, crack open something made for the red, white, and blissful. The new Americana Backyard Bliss Variety 8-pack is here just in time for America's 250th birthday, featuring 4 nostalgic flavors: strawberry, cherry, grape, and apple. It's the taste of backyard barbecues, fireworks at dusk, and long summer weekends packed into every can. This Independence Day, bring the nostalgia and bring the bliss with the new Americana Backyard Bliss Variety Pack from Carbliss. Available now at your local retailer or online at drinkcarbliss.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
It is time for another of the great, fun things we're doing leading up to our 10th anniversary celebration. Time now to play a little Name That Year, served up by Sendik.
It's not a question of who.
Wilde and Tausch is my favorite show. This called Wilde too.
Or what.
If you want to do this, it's great, but you're not getting any younger.
The question is, win.
Do I want Justin Fields to be replaced right now? I'm not sure. I could still probably develop him.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhafels. And it's time to play Name That Year. Served up by Sendik's Food Markets.
Those guys have been around here a long time.
Sendik's, celebrating 10 years of Wilde and Tausch and 100 years as your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Yeah, 100 years of Sendik, 10 years of Wilde and Tausch.
What a run both of us are having, huh?
And only one of us has the freshest cut fruit in America. You got to get the fruit when you go to Sendik's, and then put it in the red bag.
The
You can
cheese,
reuse the red bag.
cheese curd bar is pretty good, too.
Name That Year is served up by Sendik, and the theme this week, the Milwaukee Brewers. They return home from Vegas.
Oh, boy.
Last year, you tried to fire Pat Murphy.
That clip is not included in this batch. We'll have it.
2 years ago, they got swept by the A's, and they were cooked.
Well,
That might
there
have been
was
2 or
that.
3 years ago already.
Might have been 3.
3 guests who have appeared on Wilde and Tausch featured in our clips here today,
Pat
talking
Murphy.
Milwaukee Brewers over the years.
He was fun.
He was awesome.
You guys remember when
Jesse
Christian
tried to get him fired.
Christian Yelich appeared in studio with us one time?
Oh,
Here
that's
is
awesome.
clip number 1.
You don't really know how the season's going to shape up individual-wise or team-wise. You just put your head down and you keep going. And even the seasons I won MVP, like, you don't know that it's going to turn out like that in April or May or June. You just keep playing, and then eventually season starts to shape up to be special. Like, as an individual player and a team, you just don't know. So you just keep going, and that's really what I learned, man, was just keep going and keep your head down. Like, the highs aren't as high as you think, the lows aren't as low as you think. You just keep going, and you don't quit, and good things can still happen.
A message that still applies for all of us Brewers fans. What year did Christian
2024,
Yelich
I'm gonna
appear in
guess.
studio?
2022.
One of you is right. Jason would know because he was the one in studio.
I was there with him. Yeah,
2024,
exactly.
the year that Christian Yelich appeared in studio and shared that and more insights with us here on Wilde and Tausch. Clip number 1 featuring Yelich.
That was, by the way, he was really good. The stuff he talked about was really insightful. He was a really good guest. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Another Brewers legend who has appeared with us on a couple of different occasions.
Cecil Cooper.
Not Cecil Cooper, but a member of the 1982.
Come on, that was totally uncalled for.
A member of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, and one of each of your respective favorite players, Robin Yount on Wilde and Tausch. In which
Gotta
year
get him back on.
did Robin Yount join us and say this when asked?
I think it's fun that we have you and Tausch together on this show because you both did something that I think lots of players would love to be able to do, and that is spend their career with only one team. Tausch with 11 years with the Packers, Robin, you with 20 years with the Brewers. You have so many friends from your playing days. How is it different for a guy who's actually able to do that? And is there any downside to it?
Well, I don't know if there's any downside for me. It's a heck of a lot easier not having to move to different cities all the time with your family. That can be a bit of a pain. But man, I was so happy to play in Milwaukee and be able to play there my whole career. It was just the perfect place for me to play. I was so fortunate to be drafted by the Brewers, and at the time I really wasn't sure what I was getting into, but it ended up being the greatest thing that ever happened to me as far as my baseball career.
Pretty cool conversation with Robin Yount. What year did he join us and say that, Tausch?
I'm going to say COVID, 2020.
2020 is Tausch's guess. Jason?
Ah, man. He's been on like 3 or 4 times, and it's a pinch me moment for me having grown up with him as my childhood idol. I'm going to say it was post-COVID. I'm going to say 2022. Some neither of us is right.
July 30th of 2019.
Really?
2019.
Robin Yount's number, yeah.
Yeah, Robin Yount appearing in 2019 for one of the first times on Wilde and Tausch, but he has been on several times. He went on in that interview to talk about how fans wanted him traded at one point because his defense was not particularly good. But thankfully, the Brewers didn't listen to the noise.
A Gold Glove player.
He went on to become, of course, one of the most iconic legends of Milwaukee Brewers history. Final clip. Name that year, served up by Sendik. We have been very fortunate to be joined by ESPN MLB insider Jeff Passan several different times over the years. In which year did Jeff Passan join us and say this?
For all of the things, guys, that the Milwaukee Brewers do well, spend money is not one of them. Mm-hmm. And there's no indication that Mark Attanasio is going to be raising the payroll significantly at this point. And so, as good as the talent on this team is now, as great as I anticipate Jackson Chourio is going to be, and as much as Jacob Mizorowski can be like the best pitcher in the big leagues if everything comes together, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, he's got that kind of stuff. As much as all of those things may be true, the Brewers are still on that same walkway that they've been on. Nothing is changing, nothing evolving, nothing being supercharged. And the Cubs right now are preparing to supercharge what they have through their checkbook.
Jeff Passan, when did he say that on Wilde and Tausch?
2024.
2024 is Tausch's guess. Jason?
I was really hoping the clip would be him talking about how he's got certain shows and people in his phone that say do not answer, and you had not reached that point yet, but you may have since, because it's been a while since we had him on. I'm going to go 2025, since Tausch took 2024. He's talking about Chourio. He's talking about Mizorowski. I think maybe it was before 2024, possibly as well. But he'd have been, because he knows all these farm systems so well. But I'm going to say last year.
Jacob Mizorowski made his major league debut with the Brewers in June of 2025.
A year ago today, I believe.
Jackson Chourio made his major league debut in the starting lineup in March of 2024.
Really?
Jeff Passan said that about both of those players
2023
in November of 2023.
Wow.
That's why he's the GOAT, boy.
Clip that.
He called Miz a year and a half before his major league debut.
Clip that and put it out, because that is why Jeff Passan is the best in the business. That's why I thought 24 a little earlier than last year. Gave it a year, and I was off by one.
That was so, oh my goodness gracious.
Who would have thought, when I'm going back listening to Jeff Passan's appearance from 2023 after Craig Counsell left to go join the Cubs, that he drops Chourio and Miz before they make their major league debuts. And look at how that's
almost like he knows
what
he's talking about.
Years. Crazy.
Yep, pretty amazing. Be sure to clip that. Seriously, don't forget. I know you got a lot on your plate.
We'll see if Cheesehead TV will do it.
I don't think Cheesehead TV is
going
to
they might.
Cheesehead
TV is going to be all over that Longwell interview. I can tell you that much.
Just like Tausch is all over a trip to Sendik's.
Indeed, this segment was brought to you by Sendik's, your trusted local grocer for the past 100 years. Father's Day is almost here, and Sendik's Crab Fest is the perfect way to treat Dad to restaurant-quality seafood. Reserve Dad's favorites now at Sendik's.com. Jumbo Southern Red King crab legs, just $44.99 a pound. Snap and Eat crab claws, $7.99 a pound. Premium wild-caught Caribbean lobster tails, just $19.99 a pound. These special seafood offerings and more, only available for a limited time. So reserve your order today at Sendik's.com. Sendik, your trusted local grocer.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof, with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit EverlightRoofing.com to get started today. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Father's Day is coming, and how do you show somebody you love them and appreciate them? Well, that's with something from Door County Distillery, of course. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years about the great Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County and available all over the Madison area. So no matter what the dad in your life likes, Door County Distillery has you covered. Gins, whiskeys, my favorite is the bourbon, rums, vodkas, and more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Without further ado, time for Whoa, Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning, I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
No NBA Finals tonight. TV deciding to get out of the way of the U.S. men's national team in the FIFA World Cup.
Let's go Hurricanes, though.
Hurricanes win Game 5 last night, take a 3-2 series lead in the Stanley Cup final. They are also out of the way tonight.
You got Jordan Stahl.
That's what I hear. Yeah, he scored a goal again. Bussy also. Now I know Bussy.
big time Bussy in the
Nice.
net.
Took over. They benched the other guy.
Will the NBA Finals be over when we reconvene on Monday morning? Game 5 Saturday night in San Antonio.
No. Although I don't know psychologically where San Antonio, after blowing that game, I don't know where they're at. I feel like they have one last stand. But I think New York maybe actually plays a little bit better away from the circus that is Madison Square. So, but I like San Antonio to win Saturday night.
I like them to win Saturday night and then go out in front of all those celebrities, those long-suffering celebrities, and win Game 6 at the Garden and send it back to the Alamo Dome or the Hemisphere Arena or wherever they actually play for Game 7. Let's go.
What would actually be the best story now, Jason? Would it be the Knicks finishing the deal, or would it be the Spurs coming back from down 3-1?
You blow a huge lead like that, everyone gives you up for dead, and you go out and you win 3 straight to win the title in Game 7.
No, the best story is for New York to blow the next 2 and then win Game 7 on the road and ending the, whatever you want to call it, a curse. That would be the best storyline, I believe, nationally, with New York winning after all this.
That'd be the best story in New York.
No, nationally it would be.
Why are you such a Knicks fan?
I'm not. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
I love
you sound
Patrick,
like a Knicks fan.
I love Patrick Ewing and Anthony Mason.
They don't play for them anymore.
But they're part of it.
Why do you hate the Knicks so much? You seem very anti-Knicks.
I just know the whole celebrity thing is so weird to me because it's just weird.
They're throwing eggs at Wemby.
Why do people not like celebrities? Like what? Like, come on, man.
Jason isn't normally this negative when talking
That's
about
true.
certain franchises,
You're right.
and the Knicks is one of them for
You're
whatever
right.
reason.
Jason's pretty negative on a lot of stuff, if we're being honest. But I don't
know. You sound pretty negative right now about me.
I don't understand the vitriol he had for the celebrities the other night.
Because that's all they kept showing.
Your guy Jerry was one of them.
Like he's not my guy.
Who's Jerry?
Seinfeld.
Oh, you don't like Seinfeld?
I saw him. Never mind. I'm not going there because I'm too negative as it is.
Oh, are you going to get into like Israel, Palestine?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, let's Nelly that.
Okay. I paid a handsome amount of money once upon a time before we had kids to see him live stand up. I think it was in the early days of the Overture Center when it had first opened. And I was like, he wasn't very good. I'd rather go see Jim Gaffigan or Al Madrigal. He just wasn't very good. Disappointing. He used all this material that he'd already done on television. Like, I've heard all this before. And I paid a lot of money for these tickets, and it's not very good. I'm out on the Knicks. Go Spurs. Next.
Whoa, Nelly!
Okay.
Fair enough.
Jay Leno did the same thing. He played at Bradley built a new arena when I was a freshman. He was like the first comedian they had in. I worked it, and it was like all recycled material from on his late night show from the last year. What are you doing?
Whoa, Nelly!
Maybe you want to spend your hard-earned money going to see Miz tonight. Brewers, Phillies, Miz on the mound, 640.
They back in at Anthem?
They are back at American Family Field, where the home runs will be properly allotted as opposed to in Vegas when it was hitting the jet stream and coasting on out of there for both teams. Brewers, Phillies, potential postseason preview if the Phillies turn things around, 640 tonight at American Family Field. Will you be more dialed into Miz or the World Cup or something else?
I will pay attention to the World Cup, but Miz is must watch. Miz is must watch.
Or listen, of course, on 620 WTMJ and 100.5 ESPN Madison. Yeah.
I am working my way through the CBS series CIA, so I think I might watch that on demand on my Spectrum cable. What's that look for?
Must be nice to have cable.
You're gonna watch. You're gonna pass on an
you read
event
that perfectly.
Once every 4 years.
No, Jesse.
Miz, a once in a lifetime talent to watch.
Sorry,
CIA.
I was trying not to be so negative. I was trying to be humorous. No, I'll have this.
Well, I hope they don't show Mia Hamm. I'll tell you that. I hope Mia Hamm ain't up there. And
she would not be just some
Dempsey?
meaningless
Is there a
celebrity
Dempsey?
that has nothing to do with the Knicks.
What do you mean nothing to do with the Knicks?
God, you really think that where are all these shots of all these celebrities before the finals? Where
you
were
never
they?
watched any games.
Where were they?
They were
Did
everywhere.
Spike Lee's at every game. Ben Stiller's
Spike
at
Lee.
every game.
Great. Did you ever hear me complain about Spike Lee at a Knicks game?
Chalamet's at the big ones. So your issue is really with Taylor Swift, it sounds like.
Sounds like you don't like Taylor Swift.
Oh, she's there a lot. Yeah.
She's like best friends with Jalen Brunson.
Taylor Swift is warranted because she was just courtside at the Cavs game against the Knicks like 2 weeks ago.
Not warranted. She was at a Packer game. She likes sports. All of a
She was
sudden
at the Packers game.
Might have been her bachelorette
because
party
of her
there the other day.
boyfriend.
So
Her fiance.
What, now we're hating on people for going to sports?
We're not. No, we're
Whoa,
not.
Nelly!
Oh, look, we're all out of time.
I'll be watching Paraguay and the United States. That's what I'll be watching. That's it for Whoa, Nelly. Mercifully. Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here, and it's another Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Coming up to close out today's show, we'll share some of our favorite Feel Good stories of the week. I also love sharing the Feel Good story of how good my family felt after trusting the pro painters at Holman Lindsay with our home's paint project. As you get ready for your next project, I highly encourage you to make Holman Lindsay your first stop. So easy to get connected with a Holman Lindsay Pro Painter. All you have to do, stop into any Holman Lindsay store, ask, and they'll connect you with the pro that best fits what your project calls for. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Check them out at HallmanLindsay.com. That's HallmanLindsay.com. Holman Lindsay, great paint, great people. And stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out the show, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN college football writer Adam Rittenberg recently shared his college football future power rankings through 2027. Rittenberg ranks every Power 4 conference team and Notre Dame based on their outlook for the next 2 years. Criteria for the rankings includes a team's quarterback situation, coaching staff, and roster management. Out of 68 teams ranked, the Wisconsin Badgers check in at number 55. You can find the full rankings and commentary on the Badgers from Rittenberg at ESPN.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Here's the thing. Buying jewelry should feel good. Not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at EverlightRoofing.com. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
You gotta get down on Friday. It's time to finish the week off right. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay.
Time for Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. We turn to Jesse Nelson to deliver one for us.
Yeah, our longtime friend, our teammate, and my counterpart on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania over the last decade, Dennis Semrau, recognized last week by the Madison Sports Hall of Fame as the Friend of Sport Award winner in 2026. The dean for all the decades upon decades of covering high school sports, telling the stories of high school athletes for various platforms around the Madison area, recognized by that award. He'll also be inducted later this year into the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Big year for Dennis Semrau, bringing in some big awards, including that one last week from the Madison Sports Hall of Fame.
Congrats to Dennis. I'll tell you, man, what he does for prep sports or what he's done for, he covered me. I remember him. So he is someone out there, and we're always looking for more and more with local sports. He kicks keister, and he's still doing it. So well-deserved on all fronts for Dennis.
No doubt, and he mentored me as well when I was a young reporter covering high school sports. Congrats to Dennis. Thanks to everybody who came along for the ride, and thanks to Ryan Longwell for all of his insights and making Jesse panic. That's it for us today. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show